My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jaime Faria and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Talking Tennis. You join us for this evening's commentary of the night match that's happening in Turin at the ATP Finals between home hero Lorenzo Musetti and Australian upstart Alex De Minaur, who, they are going toe-to-toe. This is the battle to, I guess, stay in the tournament. It's not, obviously, Musetti's got a lot of work to do with, I think, in particular, because he's going to be playing Alcaraz next. So he's going to have to hope that things stay kind of in his favour. He needs to win this match, really, to stay in the game. Because if he doesn't, then it's going to be a winner-takes-all battle between De Minaur and Fritz taking place in 2 days' time. On the Thursday, the players are lining up ready for their big walk-ons. We've had quite a lot of shows and lights so far. Sorry if you're expecting something like this from us. But we have now hit 20k subscribers, so we can work on it. And we've got a lot of great things going on as well. If you are new, then please like and subscribe and give us a follow, because we are going to be bringing you all of the action from the ATP Finals this week. Plenty of match previews, plenty of live streams like this to talk through all this. I'm not going to be on my own for the entire time. I will be having friends joining me throughout. Not just on the screen. So Zach's going to be coming in. And if you follow the channel for a while, you know that Zach and I have done well at kind of like done commentary together before. We did the Alcaraz versus Sinner match at Roland Garros in that amazing final we had. But we'll also be joined by some absolutely hopefully joined by others throughout the day. We're going to be joined by you lot as well, such as Matthew, and you guys are co-commentators with me. So we'll start with Matthew, who's here to cut the waffle and get to this. De Minaur has lost all 4 of his year-end matches in his career. Expect him to win his first match tonight. And hello, Jake. Lovely to have you here. I'm assuming you're on night shift, unless you have moved to Australia. But yeah, always good to be on a stream with you, mate. And yeah, Matthew, to your point, De Minaur has lost all 4 of his year-end matches in his career. Expecting him to win a match tonight. Oh, it's your first night off for a while, Jake. That's exciting. Well, I'm glad you can come and join us for this match. So, but yeah, any comments you post, please send questions or thoughts, things like you're going to be commentating on this match with me. We're going to talk tennis. We're going to talk about tennis. We'll just have a conversation. If you want to talk about the match or anything else that's going on around tennis right now, then feel free to join in. I feel like John has been trying to persuade me to come back on the show so that it would make just to make sure that you stuck around, Jake. But yeah, pleasure to be with us. I suppose you can multitask and do some Xbox for a bit as well. But yeah, going back to Matthew's thing of De Minaur losing his 4-year-end finals of his career. Yeah, I think it's a silly record given this. He went last year. Record for longest run of losses of the year-end finals. I think you'd have to look at who appeared at multiple ATP finals, and then you'd have to look at sort of, kind of make a judgment based on ranking. Like, who was doing well. But that's a good stat there. What is Alex De Minaur? Did anyone watch? Here's a challenge for you. Did anyone watch the preview that we would have done for this event? Because for this match, Musetti De Minaur. So here we go. Here's the head-to-head. In case anyone didn't know, Lorenzo Musetti leads this head-to-head 3-1. So history would suggest maybe it's Musetti, but if we break it down, he's won the last 3 times they played. So De Minaur won the first time they played in the only best of 5 match they had. And he came from a set down in the first round of the Australian Open 2 years ago in 2022. And then since then, they've actually been pretty competitive. Musetti won in 3 sets in Queens in 2024 and in Monte Carlo this year. And then Musetti won straight sets again in Madrid. So those are on clay. So maybe these conditions in Turin are closer to the first couple of meetings, and it's 1-1 if you take it off clay. And that swings things more towards De Minaur. So especially since, how much gas does Musetti have? He didn't look great against Ted Fritz. He had just come from Athens. And I do wonder how much gas he's got in the tank. And De Minaur is not a player that you want to play when you're low on gas. He's so much of a good runner right now, and he will keep these matches going. He's got more weaponry that we've bargained for. And Jake's got some good insight here, saying Musetti gets rushed a lot on quicker indoor hard courts, and that was happening a lot in the previous match against Fritz. So I guess my question is, Jake, do you think that De Minaur has got the weaponry to rush Musetti in this situation? Because yes, he can be rushed, but does De Minaur have the weaponry to do that? Yeah, both guys are in black. They are currently warming up now, as you say, Matthew. So yeah, indoor hard court. De Minaur does prefer quicker conditions, but Musetti's good on grass. So I think Musetti is all about the bounce and De Minaur is all about the speed. I think that seems to be the kind of strengths and where they're most comfortable. So in terms of like having the court behave in certain ways on a natural surface compared to a hard court, but who knows? So yeah, we've got, again, on hard courts, you would back De Minaur. He has won their only meeting on a hard court. So yeah, history plus energy levels, I'm backing De Minaur as well. Jake, you're saying that you think that De Minaur can rush Musetti. He hits quite flat as well. And even when Musetti steps a bit further back to buy himself time, he still looks like a duck out of water in these conditions. I mean, he did okay to get to the final in Athens. Let's point that out. Like, he didn't exactly have the easiest draw in the world. Like, if he was that vulnerable, he probably would have lost. And he did push Novak Djokovic indoors in that match. And maybe that was out of sheer determination to try to get to Turin. Have we talked about the Novak Djokovic situation, by the way, on live streams during matches? Like, what were your guys' take on that? Like, why did he leave it so long to pull out? Was he always going to pull out? Was he genuinely leaving it to the last minute? Did some rule of the ATP mean that he couldn't withdraw from the ATP Finals whilst he was still playing in Athens? I think I've heard that. I feel like Djokovic has messed a lot of people around. That's probably not going to make me popular because there's probably Djokovic fans watching. Yeah, Jake, you're right. Probably never know on that. But yeah, that might be a talking point for this stream. Also talking point for this stream, as well as the match that's going on. Did anyone see Alcaraz Fritz this afternoon? Because I caught the stream earlier with it covering it. And yeah, Fritz, Alcaraz didn't look great. Fritz pushed him. And this is the second time. That's happened this year. Because if you count that Wimbledon 5-setter they had, I feel like it's weird because they play close matches, but Alcaraz always feels like the guy's going to come through. I think there was some doubt whether Alcaraz would come through, and then he switched on right at the end of the second set. So yeah. I would love to hear your thoughts on that match earlier. And actually, I'll throw that out there. I think because of that, I think that one day Taylor Fritz will get a win against Carlos Alcaraz. Maybe I'll get Zach's thoughts on those that earlier, but I'd love to get chat's thoughts on this just now. Matthew, okay, answer my own question with that. They have started playing, by the way, and De Minaur is serving first, and he's won the first point fairly comfortably. Jake is bringing up Rybakina and Sabalenka in the WTA final. I agree. Rybakina looked great. Jake, did you see WTA Weekly? We went through that with Gil Gross. I'm going to plug that here. So normally I present WTA Weekly, which is now finished for the year. But the wrap-up show from the WTA Finals, we did live with Gil Gross on Sunday night / afternoon, depending where you are. It's glad to know you enjoyed it, Jake, but you do need to finish that last 25%. Unless, of course, Gil was having some takes that he didn't agree with. But yeah, really great to get Gil Gross talking about WTA and using his trademark analysis and applying it really, really well. De Minaur is coming through this opening service game quite comfortably at the moment, by the way. So I'm going to get into proper match commentary in a minute. I'm going to finish plugging WTA Weekly. Please go watch it once this match is done if you haven't yet. We also do have ATP Weeklies regularly. If you're new to the channel, you didn't know that. When you say Matthew that like the scheduling is at fault, like are they going to move the tournament he runs next year? Like I feel like this would have happened whether the final 8 was decided or not, because if he was still because he'd still be playing a tournament the week before Turin, and then there'd still be that question of is he going to withdraw or not. The only thing that it would avoid is Musetti breaking himself to try to make sure he qualified rather than hope Djokovic pulled out. Whereas I reckon Musetti probably would have just gone to Turin as the alternate and gone, well, I'll just see if Novak pulls out or not. I'm hearing noises, by the way, about Felix Auger-Aliassime being injured, which he's playing down. Yes, no, I agree with you, Matthew. The final 8 will be decided, but Djokovic qualified. So in theory, he would be in that field. So if this happened next year, Djokovic would still be messing around because he'd still be playing in Athens the week before Turin. And then he'd have to pull out and Musetti would come in as an alternate. So it would avoid the stupid situation of Musetti trying to qualify specifically. It wouldn't avoid the situation of, well, Novak's qualified, but is he going to play or not? Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't stop that question of whether Djokovic would actually show up even though he qualified. But I do think deciding the final 8 at Paris is an improvement. I think it makes a lot more sense and you avoid silly situations like this. The WTA were ahead of the game by having their cut off the week before it started in Tokyo this year in the 500. I think that was a much better system. Musetti's underway, by the way. He's won the first point on his serve. And obviously, we're not expecting long rallies here. They're both, as Jake said, nice kicker from that serve. It's not going to be long rallies at this one. As you say anyway, I think I'll be interested to see what happens if we do get a Sinkaraz final, whether do we get a Sinkaraz final, will we get some decent rallies in that? Who knows? Right. I think we need to start paying attention. Hopefully we will be joined by Zach in a few minutes, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I can talk to you about all things going on. Here, 40 love Lorenzo Musetti. Yeah, serving quite comfortably. And maybe, I was talking about the gas tank being a factor. Maybe it won't be so much. Maybe it won't be so much if the rallies are short. He does have a decent serve, as proved there by that ace. Right. Okay. So we've just finished the second game. It's 1-1. Agree with you, Matthew. Hope that Musetti has something to give tonight. I do think the fact that they've got 2 Italians in different groups is really beneficial to the ATP Finals because they're going to be selling a lot of tickets. Here's a question. Do you think the ATP Finals will ever get to the situation where, like in the WTA, where we've had 4 Americans in the top 8, will the ATP ever get to 4 Italians in the top 8. Co-commentator, if you wish to join, please put your thumbs up when you are ready. All right, Zach.
Nick.
The reunion of the Roland Garros final team is on. Zach, how you doing?
Well, Nick, when you and I stream together, magic happens. That is a documented fact. Seeing an active chat, which makes me happy. Just want to do a quick AV check. Is my audio, does it sound nice and crisp and professional?
I mean, as professional as you always sound, Zach.
That's funny.
It's probably a little bit on the quieter side, so I don't know whether your mic's in or not.
Check. Better?
Yes, that's your mic.
Okay. Well, thank you for helping get that sorted out. I am feeding a baby with my other hand. So if there's any background noise, please let me know, Nick, or in the chat. Going to do my best to keep the little guy, engaged, but not screaming.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming we're not going to be getting too loud here today, then. I will try and keep the volume down.
Hey, you're in my ears. You are deep in my ears, Nick. But baby Archie can't hear you, so we're good. I am gonna probably have to show off the boy as De Minaur serves at 40-30 to go up 2-1 here. Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be entertaining. So yeah, apologies if any sort of eating sounds come across on the stream. To everybody watching. You want to see the next great American tennis player who is going to be part of the solution to get 4 out of the top 8 American men's players. 4 out of the top 8 players, Americans. That is a great question. It seems to me unlikely with Alcaraz and Sinner in their peaks. Like that's 2 spots spoken for the next decade. So really it's not, will they get 4 out of 8? It's will they get 4 out of 6? And that's a really, really narrow path. But Shelton could do it. Obviously, Lerner Tien is on track to be there. Fritz, if he can hang on a little bit, who knows? It does feel like we've seen the best of Tiafoe, unfortunately, and I don't think that Nakashima has that gear that he needs to get there. Is there anybody that you see as a contender to get in that mix, Nick?
Well, first of all, you missed one of the current 4 leading American men, which is Tommy Paul.
Poor Tommy Paul. I always forget about him. He's a poor man's American Leighton Hewitt, who's a party boy. He's a ton of fun. I mean, he's a ton of fun, it seemingly, as a guy. But, I mean, his only weapon appears to be his footwork. And that's just not a recipe in the modern game. And so I guess you're right. He's there. I have a hard time seeing how he can keep up as this next generation. Like, I don't see any world in which 2 years he's ranked higher than Menchik. I don't see any world in which he ever approaches the Alcaraz level. I think Shelton is a far better prospect. He's the type of player that's going to transition to top 8 potentially to top 25, which is fantastic career, but not. I just don't see him as being at that level.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess not in the long term. Maybe in the short term, like crazy things happen in the rankings, right? What about Ethan Quinn?
What about Ethan Quinn? That's a great question. I haven't seen enough to have a strong opinion. I'm so curious. Do you think he's got that level?
I don't know. I think he'll probably be more like a Tommy Paul type.
Yeah.
Like he'll probably push into top 20, maybe can get in briefly into the top 10, might not make it to year-end finals, but we'll see. Like he's a great prospect. And there's a few decent American prospects coming through. I am more familiar with the American women who are coming through at the moment. Unsurprisingly, but actually, Zach, you misunderstood my question, which is probably because I said it too fast. I actually said, do we think that we'll get an ATP Finals with 4 Italian men?
4 Italian men. Okay, so are we sticking to Fork and Berrettini? He's done, yeah.
Berrettini seems to be done, I think. Sadly, because he's going to be 30 next year.
Walk me through it. Who are the 4 that you see?
Well, we've got Sinner and Musetti are already there.
They're basically Sinner is a lock for a decade. Musetti is going to be on the doorstep for a decade.
He'll be in and out for a while, I reckon.
Okay, so that's 2 or 1.75. Let's call it.
You've got Fabio Caboli coming through.
Do we Is he a top 8 player?
I could see Caboli making top 10.
I could see him making top 10 for a season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, does not happen like a regular thing, but like as one ATP Finals where this happens.
So basically, like, okay, so the number 3 is Cabali, and he gets there. Maybe he gets a decent Grand Slam draw, goes on a little run, and steals a 250, a 500, has a decent master performance and sneaks in. Okay, so I can see Cabali being there. Okay,
There's an Italian. I'm sure there's an Italian kid who's coming through that everyone's raving about, and I can't remember his name. I'm sure he's a teenager. There's Luca Nardi, who's pretty young still.
Luca Nardi can play. I don't know that he's a top. I think he's a top 20 for sure at some point in his career. And would be surprised to see him break the top 10 though. So let's go. Okay, so this is a great question, right? And so just kind of gaming out the hypothetical. It's at some point in the next decade, will 4 players from country X sneak into one time a year-end final? I would ask, and this would be kind of crazy, will we see 4 Frenchmen one year?
Well, we thought that would happen. That wouldn't be crazy. As Jake points out, Matteo Arnaldi, who does have a lot of talent, actually. That wouldn't be there was a time period where that wouldn't be crazy, right? Because they had Zonga, Gasquet, Monfils, and Simon. They could have all made it at the same time. I think that
and a bunch of other gamers that were just in the top 50 that maybe could go on a run one year.
Yeah. So they have that then. Do they have that now? They've got Arthur Fils, who is a massive prospect, and real shame he got injured at Roland Garros, and that just destroyed his season.
And Luca Van Asch was supposed to be the same caliber of prospect, but just hasn't put it together the same way. He doesn't have the same physical gifts as Fils, so I expect him to take longer to reach his, close to his peak level.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't really know what that is. I mean, he's definitely struggled his way through. There's a few French journeyman players in there who are pretty good. Hugo Humbert's around at the moment still. Okay. Still got to work on that. Then we've got still got to sort that out. And then we've got oh gosh, who else is young and French? I mean, there's a few French guys who obviously had some decent runs this year. Breakout Arthur Rinderknecht. We don't know how long he's going to be performing this well because he's 30. Terence Atman, that Cincinnati run. What does that mean? My knowledge of the young guys is not as good again. But to your point about the Americans, actually, I was going to say, if we're kind of saying, if we have one ATP Finals where country X has 4 players, I can totally see that happening with the US.
I will also say there are some pretty impressive young Spanish prospects. Martin Landalus is one that I'm keeping an eye on, of course. And then the advantage that the Italians and the Spanish have is they are a lock for a decade, barring injury, to have one, right? On the American side, at this point, I mean, Fritz is a lock, is he not? I mean, it's hard to imagine a world. And so they've got him. Yep. So Fritz and Shelton are, and so Sinner and Alcaraz the only guarantees. Although Zverev pretty darn close to it. But if you've got 2 that are close, and a bunch of other top 50 players sniffing around, you can see how they sneak in. And I think that's true for the Italians. It's true for the Americans, and I think will be true for the Spanish as well.
Yeah, that's true. There's still going to be a few top names hanging around because they've also as well. Landalus, I like his prospects. You've got Davidovich Fokina still hanging around, and he's had a good season despite somehow not winning a title.
Like Madison Keys, he got the marital bump. He got married, started playing better.
It does help happen. We've seen that happen a few times.
Can I float a harebrained nonsense theory about that?
Sure.
If you're married, at least you're not supposed to be, and most people aren't running around anymore. There's no nights in Ibiza until the break of dawn when you're married, or there really should not be. And I think
probably not.
These are world-class athletes, and they're young, right? And sometimes that can be a thing that just puts some guardrails on their off-court activities in a way that can be helpful.
Yeah. So are we saying that Alcaraz will achieve full greatness when he finally stops being single and settles down?
Look, this is just one guy's opinion. Let's imagine, go beyond this hypothetical, that him and I can't believe I'm totally blanking on our brain. Who's the one he's been pining after from the UK that won the US Open? I can't believe I just forgot about that. But let's imagine the 2 of them get together. Yeah, I do. I actually do think his performance would improve.
Interesting.
Look, you take the sleep is very important. It's hard to get a good night's sleep if you're out until dawn. It is documented that he's out till dawn. Now, I think like many rock stars and pro athletes before him, I think that one of the things that's supposed to be a perk of being on that level, being that wealthy, single, and well known, is you get to have a little bit of fun. But it definitely, I think, it's a slight disadvantage. I think Kyrgios' statement that Sinner will have a better career because Alcaraz likes the girls too much is nonsense. But if he's continuing to behave in the way that he is at 22 when he's 32, yes, it will have a negative impact on his career. I don't expect him in 10 years to be going to Ibiza after a tournament.
Lovely little bit of net play there from De Minaur, by the way. There is a match going on. We are paying attention to it. It's just we're having some fun with this. Also, I do find it hilarious that, sleep is important is coming from a guy who's holding a baby right now.
Oh, brother. See, there's two ways to learn about something, which is doing it right and versus not doing it at all. And I'm not getting a ton of sleep. I forgot I know who Emma Raducanu is. We literally talk about tennis here like all the time. And that's the impact of sleep. Your memory goes, your reflexes goes. As De Minaur gets a nice hold, keeping things cruise-a-losing here. Haven't really had a pressure point yet. Relatively uneventful first 5 games.
Yeah, Jay Ryden just coming in asking us who's winning. So yes, let's get back to the match here. Currently, it's going with serve, Ryden. So by the way, if you are new, then give us a subscribe because we've got more content like this coming. Who's winning? It's De Minaur's got the lead, but only because of serve. It's not a meaningful lead, so it's pretty even Stevens out the blocks. We haven't really had a ton of competitive rallies. Couple of we've had one 40-30 game, and that was on the Musetti serve, which is unsurprising. So I mean, Zach, at the moment, I think the Turin courts are doing what they're doing, and they're not giving us a lot of rallies. Who do you see this favoring tonight?
I definitely see Musetti having the advantage on these courts. I think he's got bigger weapons. I think that he's a little bit more aggressive with his targeting. I think De Minaur, I think he's best on a slow outdoor hard court on a hot day where he can use his superior to basically everybody fitness and just grind somebody down. I very much, if I'm Jay Ryden, I'm feeling pretty good about my bet on Musetti right now. Nick, who you got?
De Minaur. I picked De Minaur.
Tell me what.
As does so before you joined, it was me and Jake and Matthew in the chat, and we were all going for De Minaur.
I'm the contrarian here then.
You and Ryden. Ryden has obviously gone for Musetti, and Ryden, I'd love to know why you put 50 on Musetti. Not because you're wrong, but because I'd be interested to know what your reasoning is. Because everyone's analysis is welcome. We have. So I think for me, the big factor is I don't think Musetti's got enough gas in the tank to last the ATP Finals. And although these quick slick courts and shorter rallies will help him, I think he might struggle, especially with De Minaur, who does like to draw points out a bit where he can, or he's able to last a bit longer. We also have the fact that, indoors, Musetti is not. It's not his favorite surface. He does well in it. He obviously got to that final in Athens. He did okay. He pushed Djokovic. That was really, really impressive. And then you factor in that their head-to-head is 3-1, but De Minaur 3-1 to Musetti, but De Minaur's win came on a hard court, and that was the only time they played on hard court, and that was the Australian Open. Musetti's won their only grass court victory match, and he's won both their clay matches. So. What does that tell me? It tells me that I'm leaning De Minaur more because of my perceived shortcomings about Musetti today.
Yeah.
That's why.
Look, Musetti's been playing well. He's got a little bit of momentum, but also I think there's a good chance that not there's a good chance. He does not have the fitness advantage. De Minaur is fresher, and he is, pretty darn close to in a class of his own in terms of his stamina and ability to grind it out. If this is a best of 5 match, maybe I would see that as giving him the advantage. But Musetti look, he just looks good. His game looks good. Did you catch any of the Djokovic match?
I caught bits of it when they were cutting to it from Sky. I was mainly paying attention to Rybakina, Sabalenka, and Riyadh.
Look, it was vintage Djokovic. Musetti did not lose because he played poorly. He lost because Djokovic did Djokovic things somehow yet again, and that was a tournament where that was more meaningful to 2 top 10 players than you ever really will see a 250 in all likelihood. For years and years and years. True. I thought that his backhand. I think that he's got the best one-handed backhand in the game. I think that he's got the confidence to be aggressive out there. We are now at 3 also. We are as even as it can get halfway through the first set. I think that whoever's going to win this, I'm pretty sure we're going 3 here. This is. I'm surprised as Jay Ryder pointed this out that it was 32% versus 68%. I think this is like a 51-49. I think that this is a very, very close matchup. I think that we're going to be here for a while. I think that you're going to be here for a while. I think I'm on baby duty, so I got to split a little bit. But we are going to end for a fun match.
All right. Well, I think hopefully, because as you say, like you and I tend to pick good matches to come on and do. Documented. We did the Alcaraz semifinal from Roland Garros. Yes. I'm going to answer a question from Jake, and then I'm going to come back to Jake. I'm going to ask Jay Ryden a question because I'd love to hear his story, or it might be her. Apologies. I'm assuming most bettors are men, but not all. So apologies if just let me know. But if I've got that right. But yeah.
Oh my goodness! A cracker of a point there, as our British audience might say.
Musetti. Nice work. Yeah. So Jake, I do drink beer. Not often. I tend to drink cider more often. Because I am from the southwest, but I do like a good beer every now and again. Thanks, Jay Ryden. Good to know. And I just want to know, Jay Ryden, like, are you just getting into tennis? Because you're saying you don't really know Musetti very well. Like, is this a new sport for you? Please tell us like how you got into it and like how you started following it. Because I'm really curious to know like how much you want to do. And I guess for maybe newer viewers who maybe are who obviously maybe they're listening to us instead of watching the match because they're trying to work out what's going on. How would you Zach's on mute, so maybe if he gives me a thumbs up when he can come off mute, then I can ask him a question. Okay, cool.
So I will be muting myself here pretty frequently between when I'm chatting, not because I'm not available, but because the little man, he's a vocal baby. He's a chatty Cathy. He has a lot of opinions on this match. He just doesn't have words, so they're mostly grunts, whines, cries, and burps. He just burped after that very nice point that De Minaur
just
won.
seen that.
Oh, did he just miss that? That's a bad miss by De Minaur. Uncharacteristic miss.
I think you're a point ahead of me, Zach, because I've just seen the 30-15 point that Musetti just sort of De Minaur kind of improvised at the net. This is you're right. This match is becoming tastier. Yeah, it's because he just flicks it cross court after it comes off the top of the net. But how would you kind of describe these players for anyone who's not seen them before or can't necessarily watch this match right now?
Yeah, I would say that De Minaur is sort of the apex grinder on the tour right now, specifically hard court grinder. He's not quite a dirt devil or dirt dog or dirt baller or dirt rat, whatever you want to say as a compliment or insult to somebody who's very good on clay. It's not that he's not good on clay. It's just that he is uniquely effective in just grinding somebody to dust on hard courts with good decision-making, superior stamina. And he's got, in my mind, he's got B shots on everything. He doesn't have an A+ anything, but he does everything at a solid level. He is almost never, in fact, I can't recall a match where I watched him beat himself. You are going to have to go out and beat him. Musetti, he's a little bit flashier. He's got some more weapons.
As I just seen with the backhand set up break point.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. That being said, he's a little bit more mercurial, a little more up and down. Not that he's a head case or anything like that. He's not my king, Corentin Moutet, in terms of his on-court mental, but a little bit more passion, a little bit more flair, and every now and then, like that return on break point, he just misses the ball when they're like, why'd you miss that? Why'd you do it? And specifically in the Djokovic match, he hit several falling backwards, inside-out drop shot attempts on critical points that didn't land, and there's only one player in the world that should attempt that. It's Carlos Alcaraz. Unfortunately, many others try to. They just aren't Carlos Alcaraz.
Fair enough. And Musetti has that flashiness to kind of rival Alcaraz, and he has beaten Alcaraz once. I do think they've played some interesting matches. So I would say if you are rooting for these players, whether you put a bet on them or not, as De Minaur's just aced his way to advantage, like your frustration with De Minaur is going to be he's not doing enough to win, and your frustration with Musetti is it's a roller coaster and he'll make a lot of mistakes. So have fun with this, Jay Ryden. It could be an interesting time for you. We've got a good rally going on here. De Minaur's gone inside out. Musetti has to slice it, puts it in the net. Great angle. De Minaur saves break point, the first one of the match, and they get at the change of ends at 4-3 to De Minaur. Again, still going with serve, but it still feels very, very even at the moment. They've both had opportunities to make this interesting. So yeah, we're at the sit down, which gives me a good opportunity to ask you, Zach, did you watch, because you mentioned Carlos Alcaraz earlier, did you watch Alcaraz Fritz earlier today?
I did not, but I did see a string of text messages from tennis buddies and tennis watchers around the States. And it was not particularly, I don't even know what the score was, but it was not kind to Fritz. It was a lot of Fritz is not him. Fritz is not that guy. Now, maybe the score is going to surprise me. Did the scoreline reflect the fact that Fritz is not him, according to several American tennis fans?
6-7, 7-5, 6-3 to Alcaraz.
Oh, what a metaphor for Fritz's career.
Yeah.
So close. He just doesn't have that last little bit. That's it. I'm sure that's why the texts were coming through. Like he is capable of being in a great match. Is he capable of winning a great match on a big stage? Rarely.
Yeah. So I was trying to follow. I couldn't watch because I was in the office today, but I was following the stream, on Talking Tennis. And first of all, Fritz didn't get broken until 5-6 in the second set.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, so look, people talk about Shelton as having the big weapon on the serve. Fritz's serve is world class. I mean, it is. Would you say he's a top 3 serve or merely a top 5 serve? Yeah,
certainly top 3.
Yeah,
I'd say it's up there.
I don't think anybody would confuse the players that we're watching today as having top 3 serves. And so I would hope we will see a break before 5-6 in the second. Although if things continue at this clip, I'm not sure that we will. Oh, and big exciting note from the producer: Carson's going to be joining in around 30 minutes. Okay. We will have American overrepresentation on this stream, just like on the world stage.
Proud American talking right there. So yeah, it was interesting. So I think Fritz pushed Alcaraz and then dipped at the end of the second and beginning of the third, and that's what won Alcaraz the match, because Alcaraz wasn't quite right during that match either. He was making a few mistakes.
Right.
But Fritz did completely outplay him in the first set tiebreak. Again, like I know what you're saying with Fritz and Alcaraz, like Fritz falling short after that amazing 5-setter. I'm seeing that Musetti's moving quite comfortably through the service game at the moment. He, like that 5-setter at Wimbledon, I don't know. I think after all these close matches, I think Taylor's going to get one. He'll get one. I don't think
you say get one. Do you mean he is going to win a major?
He's going to win against Alcaraz. He's going to beat
Alcaraz. He's going to win a match against. Sorry,
he's going to win a match against Alcaraz. Okay. Not a major. Like, because
what surface do you think he's got the best shot on?
Maybe hard. Definitely not clay. Maybe grass, but I'd lean hard because I think Alcaraz quite likes grass, and there's very few people who can trouble him on there. Fritz is one of those people.
If he catches Alcaraz in a non-Wimbledon grass court match, that's the only way I could see him pulling it off. It's like it can't be best of 5, but if it's best of 3 on grass, he can hold serve for 3 sets. His serve is that good.
Let me put it like this: if here's the sort of scenario that I could see Taylor Fritz winning a slam, right? Because I don't think it's that far. Let's say hypothetically, it's something like what happened at Wimbledon. But Grigor Dimitrov's pec does not pop, and he beats Jannik Sinner. And Fritz makes a few different decisions in that semi-final and beats Alcaraz. Fritz then probably wins that Wimbledon final, I think. So, depending on who's playing.
Oh, man. I mean, this is the thing about tennis, is there are so many seemingly small moments that can change a season. If Dimitrov hadn't had his pec pop, was he going to beat Sinner? I don't know. Was he going to tire him out by making him play 5 sets? I don't know. I assume so, maybe. Like the whole season, the whole second half of the season could have been different if Grigor Dimitrov had merely not gotten injured, not even won the match, just extended it. And I guess that's one of the things about not just tennis, but about sport in general. It's like our world's so interconnected. These seemingly unrelated things all have an impact, and the ripple effects of one overswing, one tight muscle are tectonic.
Absolutely. As Musetti's just come through that service game comfortably, as I was saying, with an ace, 4-all in the first set. We're getting to the business end of the set now. That's one of the things about Turin. You know that it's going to be fairly quick match if it's all about serve. I mean, I do struggle with matches in Turin, actually, Zach. I think I can't think of a real amazing match that's been played here other than Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner a couple of years ago in that round robin match. But that's about it, all I can think of.
Well, I'll go a step further. I detest indoor tennis. I think that the indoor courts are only for practice on a rainy day. I do not care for indoor tennis. I think it's a worse product. I think it's a worse fan experience. I think it's a worse player experience. And I think it absolutely sucks that the end of year tournament is on my categorically least favorite surface and way to watch tennis. Like let's go a step further. Not only do I remember barely any interesting matches in Turin, I generally just don't remember there being particularly fun matches indoors, period. Like, what was the best indoor match of the season as De Minaur is up 40-love with the winner there, absolutely cruising? Nick, do I need to slow my stream by a few seconds just to make sure we're synced up here as well?
I'll tell you. I think I'll tell you when I see the 40-love. Well, I've just seen the ace for 40-love, so that kind of tells you the distance. I think it's like 10 seconds, maybe.
So I'm gonna pause it the next time that the toss is about to go up on De Minaur's. On Musetti's serve here, and then when that toss goes up, you just let me know. But back to the question: was there a indoor hardcourt match that really struck you this year? That you were like, that was a great match. I'm so glad they did that
this year.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
WTA as well. Throw WTA in on it.
Well, WTA doesn't really play indoors much, to be honest. They played like an indoor event in Linz, which, to be fair, that did have some drama in it, with Alexandrova finally winning a 500. A couple of really decent, like, dramatic matches in that. And then I think the only other match was like Riyadh was indoors, and I thought Sabalenka Anisimova was really, really good. So like, that was the only other real indoor WTA match there was. So I would say that, like, Sabalenka Anisimova is going to be in the top 20 matches of the year, maybe even top 10. And that was indoors. On the men's side, I haven't watched anything, but like, I haven't really watched enough. I thought, but that's because I think it's more symptomatic of men's tennis at the moment, where you don't get any epics outside of Alcaraz and Sinner playing each other right now.
Yeah.
But if I look at sort of indoor matches through history, like, I can name you countless 0-2 finals. Like, when the finals were ATP finals were in London, I can name you a lot of 0-2 matches that were really, really good, and they were indoors. Even up to like the last time they had it in 2020, when I think they had basically team having two epics with Nadal and Djokovic back to back, and then Nadal and Medvedev having an amazing 3-set, and Medvedev also having epic 3-setters with them as well. And then a 3-set showdown in the final between Team and Medvedev. Like, that was such a good ATP finals. So I'm not completely down indoor tennis. I think you're right. I think it does lend itself to being, a lot more about quick points. As I am seeing Musetti's serve go up now. So
you are now 2 seconds ahead of me, and I think that's just fine. It'll sync back up. Good offensive tennis here from Musetti. On the first service point at 4-5. Hey, say it with me. Indoors for exhibitions and practice. I know I'm in the minority. I think that the elements should be a factor. I think when we remove that element, we take something away from tennis. I think that the courts are a little too fast. Like, grass, it's okay that it's fast because it's a month essentially. But like, I just think about the viewing product that is normal clay court matches versus normal indoor hard courts. And I think that one is vastly superior.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I think it's just like, you only get indoor tennis for a short amount of time.
Ooh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but my goodness, that forehand from Musetti. That's the flash and the weapon we were talking about earlier. Sheesh.
Yeah, I was thinking to make a point. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing the replay now. Boom. Do you know what? This set's going to be tight. Yeah, I don't think it's much better or worse. I think it's different. And I think I certainly don't think you should necessarily get rid of it. But I am definitely of the opinion that it doesn't need to be around for long periods of time. Certainly during the early season in February, the golden swing and what's going on in the Middle East is much more interesting by that point. We're into a longer rally now. I think De Minaur's starting to extend these rallies, and we're really starting to see them battle away now. It's a proper grinding point from Alex De Minaur going to the backhand. Mercedes slices his. Now De Minaur's going inside out the forehand. Mercedes going to go up the line the backhand. De Minaur just about gets there. Mercedes coming in. Great toss in for. Oh, what a get at the net! But De Minaur's there to pass him.
Oh, wow. Point of the match, Nick.
Talk about speed demon there from De Minaur. How did he get to the middle of the court to get that volley from Musetti? I thought Musetti had won that by that volley.
Unbelievable from both players, and both showing off the range of things that they each bring to the table. God, was that backhand pass attempt from De Minaur, was that going to land in? Because it was going to be really, really close. He has a little bit less spin on the ball than I think a lot of the other top 10 and really top 20 players. I think that might have sailed, and he might have gotten bailed out by Musetti. But
Musetti serves great there to get to 40-15. I don't think Musetti could have taken that risk. Agreed. At that, you might be right. Because we've got the bird's eye view and watching it on the screen. But let's face it, Zach, you or I probably would have taken that volley.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, look, I record myself when I play tennis using an app called Swing Vision sometimes, and one thing that has become abundantly clear is that most recreational players are far too generous in what they volley versus allow to go by them. I mean, overwhelmingly, people are making bad choices. It's natural. It's natural. It's human nature. Ball coming at you, hit ball instead of let it go by and take your chances. And then at that point, you're putting the point on your racket versus allowing fate or the other person's spin to decide it. Just want to do a quick check. The little man is now on his little bed, but he is grunting and farting quite loudly. I can hear it. Can you, Nick, and the viewer hear that? Because if so, I'm gonna go pick him up again.
I cannot.
Fantastic. The wonders of modern technology. We are now at 5-5. This has been a brisk first set. Only 37 minutes to get to 10 games through it.
Yeah, it's that's the slickness of Turin right there, showing itself.
So if you're in the box for Musetti right now, what are you telling him to do?
I don't think any tennis player should listen to my advice at all. I would say right now, he's at love 15. I'd say looking at this, I'd say be patient. Spot your opportunities, like the second serve that we've got from De Minaur. He's kind of taken a safe return. And De Minaur has just missed. So I would be saying to Musetti right now, stay solid, focus. He's dipping. You have to play to don't play to miss, because De Minaur will grind. De Minaur can default to grind, but he will. But force him to go for it, and he'll miss. Put it where he has to go for it.
Totally agree, and I think my advice would be very similar, which is play your game, not his game. Be offensive, be aggressive. Don't try and grind it out. Don't beat him in a battle of cross-court forehands. Take the fight to him. Huge serve from De Minaur to get on the board this game, 15-30. But Musetti has the chance to at least apply a little bit of pressure here. If not, maybe go steal a break late in the set. I need to go grab the little man. I will be back in about 30 seconds.
Cool. Well, Musetti did have a break point opportunity earlier in the set, but didn't quite work out. And now he's got a second serve to look at from De Minaur. Again, serving into the ad court. So second serve to face. And he's going to attack with the front inside out. Backhand De Minaur across the middle of the net. Staying neutral rally at the moment. Neither of them needing to move that much. Now we've got Musetti, again, everything's staying in the middle of the court right now. Musetti playing it safe. Now goes for the wide angle on the forehand. Loops that forehand like it's a clay court. Then slices the backhand. Counter slice from De Minaur. Up the middle again from Musetti, who then is almost wrong-footed, but De Minaur's missed the shot. It's in the tram line. It's 2 break points, and Musetti's punching his fist, waving to the crowd. He wants them on his side. The crowd are on their feet because they want their Italian man to get this break. Here we go. Breakpoint time. He's got 2 of them rather than 1 of them. Can he convert? We'll see if Zach can. We'll let Zach contribute in a minute. He's got it. He's got other things to worry about right now.
I got to tell you, it's good practice. I'm not sure for what, but trying to watch a tennis match, watch a baby, talk about the tennis match while keeping the baby quiet all at once. Some people might say I'm doing a feminism right now, and they would be welcome to thank me or call me a hero for that.
Okay, we've got a cross-court rally going on. As Musetti's missed the cross-court forehand. He tried to go behind De Minaur. He dragged it wide.
You know what, though? I think that's the kind of attempt that he should be going for. That, to me, was a good miss. Bad result, good strategic choice. That's the kind of action he's got to force to make this happen here.
Yeah. I think, obviously, with De Minaur being so fast, going for the space is not as optimal. But he hadn't really moved yet. So going back behind was maybe a bit of a risk. But anyway, first serve missed again from De Minaur in the ad court. It's another missed first serve in the ad court. Second serve coming up. Backhand Musetti. Oh, he's mishit it completely.
Oh, man. See, that's the thing about when you need to be the aggressive player, when you need to take the action to somebody else, is getting the balance of aggression right is so hard, and he got it wrong there. He overdid it. He hit a shank. He didn't even hit a clean ball. That's a really bad result. The first one was a tolerable risk. At 30-40, I'm sure he wishes he had that one back. I mean, his coaches are not too happy with him in the box.
Well, he's found a return, and now he's forced De Minaur out of court and forced De Minaur to make an error inside out the forehand, so it's another break point coming up from Musetti.
Unbelievable depth on that top spin one-handed backhand there. Very few players alive today can even hit that ball off the one-hander. Really, really painted De Minaur into a tough position there. Can
he keep putting De Minaur in these tough positions? Advantage to Musetti. De Minaur serves at the tee. Musetti scrambles the ball out. Too good a serve from De Minaur, and it's another break point saved. That was a good one. And his mum and Katie Bolter, his girlfriend, are in the crowd and they're cheering him on. Obviously, De Minaur kind of been adopted by the Brits because he's dating Katie Bolter, who was also a tennis player. And in case you didn't know, and obviously, I think she's been very much adopted by the Australians as well. Actually, I think their fiance, I think they're engaged. Anyway, slice from Musetti at this juice point. Backhand De Minaur to the backhand of Musetti cross court. They're trading backhands right now. I think they're listening to you and not going forehand to forehand. But now it's been changed up to the Musetti forehand. Now Musetti goes up the line to the De Minaur backhand. It goes back to the Musetti forehand, who goes inside out. Backhand. Again, short forehand from Musetti. They're just sort of trading at the moment, playing it safe. It's short, except for that one. De Minaur takes that one too much in the backhand.
Wow. Musetti beating De Minaur in his own game there.
It's De Minaur's breaking. De Minaur's the one breaking down right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not a betting man, would not have bet a cent on that being the outcome there. And Jake Davies is correct. This is the biggest game of the match so far. Yeah, this is a pivotal moment. 4 break points, whether Musetti converts here or not. Well done by the young Italian to take the action to De Minaur. Let's see if he converts on attempt number 4.
Oh, he's missed it. De Minaur's missed it. Break Musetti. He went for too much on the inside out forehand, and it's break Musetti who will be serving for this first set.
So basically everything that I said about the differences in their game proved wrong on those 2 points. And that's one of the beauties of tennis.
Yeah. Jasmine Paolini in the crowd watching on, supporting her fellow Italian. By the way, this is a stat that we had before you came on, Zach, because Matthew in the chat shared this.
Yeah.
De Minaur has never won an ATP Finals match, and he qualified last year. He's 0 for 4 in ATP Finals matches.
Ooh, that's tough. And look, I'm sticking with my prediction. I don't think it's going to change today. Now, they say it's not a break until you hold. Let's see if Musetti can close this set out. And we know that De Minaur is not going to give it to him easy. And I think I would be completely unsurprised if he has an error-free game and just grinds this out and makes Musetti beat him. Which I think, honestly, I think that's, based on his strengths, I think that's the right game. Hey, did Alex De Minaur like do something personal to the producer here? The photo that's being used of him is hilarious.
I don't know. I think the
did he hit on his girlfriend in front of him? Like,
possible.
Yeah. Was he a schoolyard bully to a close friend of the producer? Like that? Like, I have to know where that photo came from and why.
I don't know. He does like to choose the silly we do have a production team that like to choose the funniest possible photos of players, which has gotten us in hot water once or twice.
Tell us more.
I think there was definitely some fans of some players who've complained to us about some of the more unflattering photos that we've used, particularly in the women's game. 6-5, Musetti stepping up to serve. So here we go. Carson, we hope that you are going to get to see some of this match. We've got Musetti kind of looping the forehand in play. There's a lot of loop on these balls from Musetti, which you don't normally see in indoor hardcourt. Backhand, De Minaur's a little bit flatter. We've got a lot of slice there. De Minaur's moving Musetti from side to side. Now he's gearing up for the inside out. Musetti's there and nets. That was a De Minaur point. He was just moving Musetti around like a ball on a string.
I want to ask you a question. Does De Minaur have the weakest forehand in the top 10? When I watched his forehand, I do not see a top 10 player.
Who's in the top 10 right now? It's Alcaraz, Sinner, Djokovic, Zverev, Fritz, Shelton, De Minaur, Musetti, Felix, Bublik? No. Who's the 10th?
Well, who is number 10? Not
Tommy
Tommy Paul.
I know Bublik's the first alternate, but I don't think he's 10th.
Is it Rude?
Might be Rude. He's the other alternate. Although he's the other alternate, so
yeah, that would round it out. Yeah. I mean, so I didn't hear a name with a weaker forehand than De Minaur for sure. As Musetti,
some people would say Shelton.
30. Some people, who would those people should name their names? They think that Shelton's got a weaker forehand than De Minaur.
I've heard Damien be less than complimentary about his forehand in the past. Is it Damien? Maybe I'm putting words in his mouth, but someone on the TT team was definitely like. Jake is saying Zverev similarly weak forehand.
Zverev does not have the weakest forehand. He's got the weakest brain, and sometimes that manifests itself in his forehand breaking down. But I would say, to me, if you're like, hey, you can keep your brain, but you pick one of their forehands, I'm taking Zverev's for sure.
It's Jack Draper's number 10. That's why I can't remember, because he's not playing right now.
Oh, that's right.
That's
such a bad miss. That's such a bad miss. Wow. He had a chance at 3 break points there.
Yeah. De Minaur's missed it. You can definitely hear that, by the way, Zach. So
forgive me. I am at a moment where I think I'm going to need this. Carson is on the way to relieve me. I think I'm going to need to step out because the little man is vocal. I just want to say, Nick, it's always a pleasure. I'm sorry I can't stay a little bit longer into the chat. Thank you guys as always. And also want to point out in the top right-hand corner, there's Tennis Warehouse Europe, a little sponsor there. I am a frequent Tennis Warehouse America user. It's an excellent series of products, and it's not Amazon. I have a word that I like to use to describe my feelings about Jeff Bezos, but I shan't, and I'll just let you use your imagination. Say, hey, Tennis Warehouse. It's not Amazon. That's better. And with that, I will catch you later.
Catch you later, Zach. What a moment for Zach to step out, given it's the huge rally here at 15:30. I hope he gets to see the end of this set. And we've got Musetti, De Minaur kind of on the back foot there, and he's forced into an error by Musetti, who gets to 30-all. Is now 2 points away from the set. There's Lorenzo Sonego applauding him in the crowd. Fellow Lorenzo, fellow Italian, watching along, and the Italian crowd are loving it because now he's digging himself out this hole. Yes, Jake, we have Tennis Warehouse sponsorship. It's awesome, and they are awesome. Definitely go and check their stuff out. So yeah, while Zach's gone, like Jake, feel free to keep contributing in the chat your thoughts on the match. Any questions about tennis you want to ask me? But here we go, 30-all, 6-5. Huge serve from Musetti, and he's celebrating because of an ace. And it's 40-30. Game point, set point to take the lead in this round robin match. this is going to be a very, very interesting setup. I think we might have to talk scenarios for this group were Musetti to win, because he's kind of the sacrificial lamb to Alcaraz. Next up, as it's unreturnable serve to finish. He's celebrating hard. He's got the first set 7-5. I was wrong. He's got plenty of gas. He's here to win it. Lorenzo Musetti leads in Turin. And Jay Ryden, you must be feeling pretty good right now. There's no way that Lorenzo Musetti is anywhere near 32% win likelihood right now. So yeah, we are at the hour mark of this stream, which is crazy. I think the match obviously got underway a little bit later, but that was a longer set than maybe I expected. 50 minutes total. So we had the 10-minute warm-up. And Musetti De Minaur has delivered so far. Maybe, I mean, just looking at this now, like there's a few winners on forced errors. Like, I think that the unforced errors maybe play more of a factor, but I do feel like Musetti was the one who kind of got going a bit quicker. Like he wasn't under threat on serve in the same as De Minaur was. Did get to 30 a couple of times in his service games, but De Minaur, he was the one who felt like he was the one who was putting De Minaur under pressure in so many ways, and playing De Minaur a brilliant game to outlast him. But right, let's talk qualification scenarios for this group now. So Fritz played Musetti and won in straight sets. Alcaraz played De Minaur and won in straight sets. Alcaraz beat Fritz today 2-1. So I think I'm going to need a bit of paper or something to try and work this out. Thankfully, I'm at my desk, so I've already got good numbers for Musetti on serve. What were you spotting there, Jake, about his service numbers? Okay, yes, that's work notes, but it should do. So let's make sure I have got these stats correct, because I do want to have a look at this. So I'm just looking at my phone now, but I can still see the chat and I can still see what's going on. And obviously, if Carson joins, I will let him in. But yeah, so yesterday, Fritz beat Musetti 6-3, 6-4. The day before, Alcaraz beat De Minaur 7-6, 6-2. So Alcaraz carries the group two matches to nil. Fritz is on 1-1. Musetti might join him on 1-1, and De Minaur will be on 0-2. Now, here's the interesting thing, I think, because this is where the maths for us. We are expecting, 89% on first serve. That's got to be 89% of points on first serve won, right? Not 89% first serves in, because that's crazy. It's crazy either way, but 89% first serves in would be insane. Hang on. Sorry about that. Slight setup problems there. So we've got love 15 on the De Minaur serve, who manages to hook that +1 forehand into the corner and out of reach of Musetti, 15 all. I'm going to try and keep it. So we've got Alcaraz on 2-0 in sets. Then we have kind of sets set up. We're 2-0 in matches. Sets is 4-1. Fritz is on 3-2. Musetti, we'll see how this one goes. Oh. Interesting. Zach. I thought you said goodbye.
Yeah, I just gave the baby away. No, I just put him down for a little bit.
I'm assuming to your wife.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a thing I should stop joking about. I love to say stuff like that in like the most frightening way possible. He is in his little cradle, hanging with my wife. He's totally fine. He is going into a food farty coma. Again, not actually considered a thing. That's a bad way of saying he's going to sleep for a little bit.
Yeah.
But now, man, I missed the critical moment. He managed to get that game back. Very, very nicely done by Musetti to close out that set.
He did, and now he's at break points again to start the second set.
I got to tell you, Nick, anybody who predicted the Musetti win feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah. Jay Ryden's going to be pretty happy. You're going to be feeling pretty good.
Jake Davies, we would love to go for a beer with you, although to honor Nick's cultural heritage, perhaps a cider for a round of ciders as well.
Although I gather American cider is very different to British cider. So.
I think ours is a lot sweeter. Like it's actually like most things American. We took something that was fine and we made it way worse for you, but taste a little bit better. That's like the American culinary promise. Like, can you make this less healthy? Yes. For marginal taste gain, we will do it. Or longer shelf life too.
Apart from chocolate, I will say that.
Oh, we invented the brownie though.
Well, yeah, okay. The Americans get. I'm not going to argue with the brownie side of things, but 30-40.
Huge point.
Huge point. De Minaur's going on the attack. Forehand to forehand now. Cross court. Musetti goes over the baseline, misses it. Deuce. And I do think that Musetti is, he did get that break in the end, but he had to work for a lot of chances, and it feels like he's missing more chances than he's taking.
You pointed this out earlier, and you're correctly so. Musetti's putting a lot more shape on the ball, a lot more height over the net than you would typically expect for this surface. I wonder what his calculus is there. Clearly, it's working somewhat. I think perhaps it's just that he doesn't fear De Minaur can attack, and it's worth pushing back.
Brutal forehand from Musetti to take the point.
What a winner! Fired up after that.
Yeah, he's been fired up for games now.
Clearly, he's listening, and he said, "Height, forget that. I'm just gonna outright attack here." Although on the previous point, we did see that height that you referenced earlier, and I was talking about a moment ago.
Well, he's mixing up and making things unexpected, right? Yeah. So that was 156 kilometers an hour return winner, but serve was too good from De Minaur.
Great serve. If we're just to close the loop on the Jake Davies, Nick Carter, Zach drinks thing, so we'll have a cider for you. We'll have a beer for Jake, a Welsh beer, of course. And then I think perhaps an American whiskey or bourbon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I am a Scotch guy myself.
Yeah. Well, we'll just go with what works. Oh, great inside out forehand from the net for De Minaur.
Not just a inside out forehand, an inside out forehand swinging volley, which you see less on the men's tour than on the women's side of things. Perhaps the ongoing legacy of the Williams sisters there. I do love a swinging volley attempt. It's always a little exciting, a little dangerous.
Not to be attempted if you're an amateur.
Certainly not.
Yeah, we're into another long rally exchange. Inside out backhand from De Minaur in the corner, gets the game, and he gets himself out of trouble early on, and he's still in this match.
Really impressive way to turn it around. It's always tough when you lose a set at the absolute last possible minute after a late break. And this is one of the strengths of De Minaur. Not only does he have incredible fitness and stamina, he is as mentally tough as any player on the tour. He does not give away anything for free, and when he gets down, he does not stay out for long.
So, I'm just doing some calculations here, Zach.
Okay.
I think if De Minaur loses this set, he is out of the ATP Finals.
Oh. I don't
think there'd be any way of him, because even if he beat Taylor Fritz in the next match in straight sets, he'd be 2-4. Fritz would be on 3-4, so his set record would be better. And then it would come down to Fritz or Musetti going through, depending how Musetti does against Alcaraz. I.e., if Musetti loses to Alcaraz in straight sets, then he's out. If he somehow beat Alcaraz, he would then get ahead of Fritz, which wouldn't be a problem. But if Musetti was to lose, it would be but how much? That would be sort of, I guess if he lost 2-1, it'd be 3-5, assuming he wins straight sets today, which would be kind of the same as Fritz were he to lose to De Minaur. And then it's down to game percentage between Fritz and Musetti. That would be the ultimate number crunchy thing. But that would mean that's the scenario. If De Minaur loses this set and loses this match in straight sets, nothing he could do would get him back in the mix, even if Fritz and Musetti ended up 1-for-3 in their matches.
Incredible point there. Incredible display of knowledge of this format. A couple follow-up questions for you, Nick, which is, why do they make us do math? Why this format? Why this format? And then, of course, the Like there are like this is the most complicated bracket of the year. It's the only one that's like this. Why do they do this? Why don't they just do a simple seeded bracket with feeders into consolation draws? Just like there in this, I'm going to spare you all the rant because everybody's heard me do this 1,000 times by now. But like these little choices made by tennis governing bodies that make things worse for the fans and the players and less interesting drive me nuts. Just do a normal bracket. Just do a normal bracket. We got too creative with this format. This is a format that it'll be fine for the next gen finals where you can get wacky with it. Like I don't want to have to do math to watch tennis beyond just normal scoring.
Unfortunately, Zach, I'm a math nerd. Well, actually, I'm not. That suggests that I am good at math. I am. I did not get anywhere. I did not do anything near like a math or a science type major at college. So let's just put that out there. I struggled at A level to do that, but I did take it that far.
You struggled at one of the levels?
Sorry,
bad A level joke because it could be a level. Not sorry.
It was a level. Yeah, I do have a level in maths. But yeah, I so here's where what the point I would agree with you on is I think this would be super cool if it was a top 16 bracketed event, which I think it was at one point, or there was an equivalent event back in the 90s called the Grand Slam Cup, which followed that format. Yeah. Because it was kind of the ITS set up as a rival to this event because they were still squabbling the ATP. And then they merged it all together to make this. That being said, I do like the round robin format, not necessarily because it involves math, but because it guarantees that you're going to see like everyone's in it to the end, more or less, or at least for as long as possible. You've got 3 quality matches, 6, sort of not even that, 6, 7, 8 days of quality matches guaranteed all the way through. You know, for a spectator, you know, like, okay, I am going to be seeing these guys probably. Like, I was so happy that I remember going to the ATP Finals in London as a sort of 17, 18-year-old. I saw Roger Federer twice, 2011 and 2012. And there was no guarantee I was going to see him in a...
I'm sorry to cut you off, Nick, but that is a bad miss on the swinging volley by De Minaur. Granted, it was not a pressure point. He could get a little silly with it, but that was a Musetti-esque decision. But forgive me. Back to the format. Continue.
Yeah, so I love having all these. As Carson is waiting, so I wait for a thumbs up from him to when he's ready to join. I really enjoy the fact that you've got this guaranteed matches for these top guys. I do enjoy the fact it's something different, and the math doesn't bother me because it creates some interesting drama in a different way. Do I prefer bracket tournaments on the whole? Yes. But I think you could only replace it with a top 16 bracket tournament and not a top 8, because otherwise that would literally only last, 3-4 days, unless you really drew it out. So yeah, welcome, Carson. We're talking round robin formats and tour finals. Do you want to jump into this? How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you too? Glad to be on with both of you.
Carson, it's a pleasure as always, man. How's the weather where you're broadcasting from?
Cold.
Give some context. The European mind can't comprehend the Minnesota winter.
No. Have you experienced a Minnesota winter?
Unfortunately, very briefly once.
Okay. You're it isn't too bad right now.
What does too bad mean? Tell us what too bad. Give us some specifics, Carson.
So, like, not too bad. Right now, it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like something like -1 Celsius.
I'll look it up. Also, I can't believe it's already winter in November.
And that will be like the high for today.
The high is -1 on November 11th.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, I grew up in like this part of the country, so I'm fairly like used to it. But I mean, the end of January, early February is where it gets like really brutal.
Oh, Carson, sorry to cut you off, but the only thing colder than that Minnesota winter was that overhead attempt from De Minaur. Yuck. Yuck.
He's, yeah, I saw like the last game that Musetti was serving as I was logging in, and he missed a pretty bad one in that game too.
De Minaur's been off. He's not been his characteristically consistent self this match. It has to be said.
It's like I've seen 8 or 9 points so far, and it looks like we're playing Musetti's game.
Yes, and Musetti is playing the most evolved version of his game, which is it's not that he's just hitting big shots. He's giving a lot, and Nick pointed this out correctly earlier. He's throwing a lot of different looks at De Minaur and really preventing him from getting in his comfort zone. He's sometimes extending the point. He's sometimes making it very fast. He's hitting it loopy forehands. He's hitting a drive forehand. He is just taking De Minaur totally out of rhythm, and he looks a little bit disoriented out there, despite being in the match.
Yeah, I think I've seen him try to come in a couple of times, and he looked hesitant both times that I saw him try to do it, which I don't know if that's been a theme throughout the entire match, but he's definitely thinking about the variety that he's getting thrown at him right now.
That being said, he's still holding on all right. He's only been broken once. If I think about it, I think there was 2, 3, 4. I think Musetti's had 6. He's had 7 breakpoint chances total, and he's missed 6 of them. So, I mean, I say missed. There's been some where De Minaur saved it with an ace or something like that, but he had opportunities to convert more breakpoints than he did. So there is an element of De Minaur still fighting to stay as close to Musetti as he is, even though he's leading the set 2-1 on serve. So, as you know, let's face it, he was leading on serve for most of that first set up until 5-all, where he gets broken by Musetti.
Sorry, I have to point this out. They just showed the crowd, and there were 4 people holding signs that are meant to say something in Italian, and one of the 4 was holding the sign upside down, and that was just too fun to not make a quick note of.
I am seeing commercials right now, so I did not see that, which is a shame.
Yeah, Lorenzo Sonego is there. Looks like Jasmine Paolini on screen right now.
Chime in with what you're watching. We're at tennischannel.com for me in the States. Nick, what are you streaming on?
I am streaming this on Sky Sports Tennis through their Now TV service.
Carson, yourself, and in the chat?
I'm on the Tennis Channel app.
Seems to be the place to be if you want to get your ATP tennis. That's for sure. So, yeah. All right. This is an interesting point right now because it feels like Musetti should win this match, but it wouldn't take a lot for De Minaur to suddenly sneak a break and then suddenly it's right back in this.
He just needs to clean it up a little bit. I mean, if De Minaur wasn't hitting uncharacteristic misses, almost certainly would have gone to a tiebreaker, would have had a very real chance to win the first set. He is not just very much in this second set, he's on serve. Truly, it's a miss here or there.
Oh, that was not a good drop shot from Musetti. De Minaur chased that down easily. Love 15.
And that's the kind of shot that Musetti will hit. Oh, sorry.
I think I'm a few seconds ahead of you.
Yes.
Probably, yeah, that did have to pause to kind of equalize with me.
Yeah, I've got 15 already.
Are we blaming Brexit for that, for why we have faster internet?
Possibly. Yeah, that was an unreturned serve from De Minaur I've just seen for 15-all, as Zach was mentioning Brexit.
Sorry, I politics is my day job. I can't help myself sometimes. I also we are dealing with our own stuff here, and so it makes me feel better to bring up Brexit sometimes.
Politics was my major. This is not a good combo for us.
Oh boy, we should talk offline though, because that's my day job.
Yeah.
There is nothing bad happening in the world right now. Fortunately, everything is fine.
Right now, all good things are happening because the
only
tennis.
Good things. Yes, because of the tennis, only good things are happening. Famously, and you know what? That's what the news will reflect.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing else matters when the tennis is on. That's what I'm saying. 30-15. Second serve for Musetti. This feels like a big point. Delivers the second serve Oh, okay. Now the first serve must have been a let because that was if not, that was a risky second serve. So second serve coming up now. So it must have been a first serve. It was let and we had a reset. Now the real second serve. De Minaur steps back and takes the backhand. Backhand Musetti to the De Minaur backhand. And De Minaur is forced into the area. It was kind of, had to really dig that out and just completely balloons it wide. 40-15.
We have not touched on their kits yet, and it wouldn't be a stream that I'm a part of if we didn't come up. I actually quite enjoy the all black look. I like the subtle design that ASICS has put together. I like this headband. I like the hat. It does bug me though when when players share a sponsor and both are wearing the same kit. It just feels like a lost opportunity to me. Gents, what do we think? Ooh, as that serve hits and Musetti gets the ace.
Two games all, change of balls. Carson, where are you at with kits?
I mean, it's a missed opportunity for the sponsor, but I don't know how you would contractually dictate what players can wear for specific matches.
It's also tough to screw up an all black kit.
Sorry, Zach, I'm talking over you.
Oh, it's tough to screw up an all black kit. It's slimming and they're in world class shape, and it's just like there's a cool factor. Federer famously, when he would rock the all black and purple, I believe, one of my favorite looks.
Again, referring back to 17 years old, seeing Roger Federer play in the flesh for the first time. He was in all black. He looked amazing. I would say the solution to this, obviously, if it's like, how do you do that, is personalized sponsorship deals, much more personalized, rather than having to pick from a selection that the sponsor gives you. You have a bit more of a brand to it. You have a very individual deal. Obviously, I don't know how much money would be involved in that, but from the sponsor's perspective, let alone the players, as we've got De Minaur kind of trying to move Musetti around a bit again. That would be the solution. And I think, if we're going to really market tennis, it's showing off get the players' individual personalities a lot more. Let them have their own custom kits. Let them have walk-on songs. I am all for that kind of thing.
Basically, every single top 10 pro basketball player has their own shoe. Every single top 10 football, real football, not American football player has their own cleat. There are all these things other sports do and other sponsorship relationships they do to give a little bit more personality, to let players express themselves. Not tennis, though. Granted, the exception is for Djokovic gets his own stuff sometimes. But even Alcaraz and Sinner have played matches against opponents wearing the exact same kit, which is a joke.
By the way, not a joke is the fact that Musetti's in this another De Minaur service game, 15-30. De Minaur limp backhand into the net. Again, trying to dig it out. He seems to be having trouble really digging out these really deep shots to his backhand from Musetti. Great serve. Musetti's got the ball back in court. De Minaur goes on the attack with a +1 forehand in the corner, 30-all. But he is definitely under pressure again this service game.
The one thing I've seen De Minaur do on those deep balls to the backhand pretty effectively, his slice has looked lethal today. He has, in my mind, a very strong, somewhat underrated slice backhand. And I think that might be the only way to really handle those, because his two-hander spin backhand, it's not competing when the ball's there.
We've got another great serve +1, backhand at the net. 40-30, De Minaur might be digging himself out of trouble here. I'm going to come to you, Carson, for your thoughts so far on what you've seen since joining. But let's see how this point works out, because if it's game De Minaur, then we can have a change of ends and we can do sort of a bit more chit-chat. And it is game De Minaur with an unreturnable serve, 3-2. So, Carson, obviously, I don't know how much of the match you were watching before you could join, but you kind of came in a few games ago now. What are you seeing so far?
I think one of you said it. I think it was Zach, but you mentioned that it was the prime version of Musetti that we're seeing so far. Or you said something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And it's still really close.
That's a great point.
It's one break in the first set, and we're on serve in the second set. Just wonder, it seems like there's not a ton of overlap right now in the high level that Musetti is bringing and the relatively low level that Alex is bringing right now. And I don't know if that's going to flip at some point, or if it's just like one more moment where Musetti is able to hold his nerves later on in this set. But yeah, there's a chance, I think, that Alex De Minaur can absolutely win this match still.
This is not meant to be a knock on De Minaur at all, but while his ceiling is, in my mind, perhaps the lowest of the top 10, his floor is amongst the highest. Like this is an off day for him, and you hit the nail on the head. He is hanging in there and making Musetti, who's playing pretty close to his A game, work for everything. There just aren't that many players alive today that are on an off day able to compete at this level and hang in the match this way. It's like a JV Djokovic in a way from when he was in his prime, right? He just, even on off days, he could beat you with his legs and just his ability to retrieve.
Yeah. And that's why, De Minaur is kind of mini Djokovic, right? In the way so he is Dimitrov as baby fed. Like grinding on hard courts will make you work high floor, but just doesn't have that X factor in the same way as Djokovic did, or like the person that we're comparing him to is he's just put a backhand into the net and given Musetti 15 love to start this.
Can I throw a comp out there?
Yeah,
he's nice. Leighton Hewitt. Leighton Hewitt could be, and I mean this is a compliment. Leighton Hewitt. He had the right amount of I can be a jerk in him, and I don't know that De Minaur has that, but like to me, they are stylistic brethren.
I don't know. I mean, like I was going to say this now. I think since the sort of big three era, or starting with the big three era, I don't think we've had many I can be a jerk players since that early 2000s generation with Hewitt and Safin and others.
Let's see. That's a great question. Who are the players that have that like a little bit of a jerk in them? That does not exactly do justice to Nick Kyrgios.
Not like there haven't been any, because like we've heard about, like we all know Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah.
In there, but he's not sustained. He's not been a sustained top player. No. He will rock up, be good for a few tournaments, and then disappear when he's not injured.
He's barely been in the top 10 in his entire career.
Yeah,
like, it's hard to say that he's been a top player. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could say Medvedev at times.
Yes, Rublev is another, but I don't think that he's a jerk. I think that he's just like having mental health
especially
issues.
with Medvedev, it's like more moody than just being a jerk.
I think the thing with Medvedev is yes, he can be a bit frosty, but like when he's a jerk to the audience. He's not a jerk to his opponent a lot of the time. Like, and then
for Rublev, he's not a jerk. He's a jerk to himself, right? Yeah. He is in a fight. There's nobody else there. He's in a fight with himself, and that's sort of its own thing. Safin, it was him against the world, man. Him against the world minus his box. And I think that Arina Sabalenka is the spiritual heir to Marat Safin. And by that, I mean Marat Safin famously, there's a couple articles about this from the early 2000s. You look at his box in the Australian Open, and basically one of the goons that was hanging out with him would just go out and come back with like several typically very attractive women. And Sabalenka has a similar box, but the inverse. And I think that's great.
Oh. I mean, the one thing I would give Sabalenka credit for is at least those attractive men do actual professional jobs in tennis. Tennis, and actually are good at them compared to who Marat Safin was having in this box. And that's all I'm going to say.
Nick, forgive me. I think I may have interrupted you based on Erlen's comment, so I apologize. No. I'm like missing social cues because I'm sleep deprived and brain addled.
No, you haven't interrupted me at all. I've been giving you space. Like occasionally we talked over each other, but that's because I've been rude to you, not the other way around. So you're all cool, man. It's Nerlan trying to get under my skin.
Oh,
being Nerlan.
Yeah. So
we've been Nerland.
Yeah. Oh, I'm returning. Like I think that return on the backhand inside out was there. For De Minaur, but he pushed it wide. For Musetti, even pushed it wide. 15 love.
Do you think Musetti knows he's allowed to put his other hand on the racket for his backhand? I think that he should give that
a go. Zach, you're talking to someone who very recently switched from a double-hander to a single-hander.
So I would like to hear about that journey for you and how long you think it'll take for your one-hander to reach the level that your two-hander was at previously.
It's already better.
Wow, that is incredible. How long did that transition take?
It was pretty much instant, and so basically, I played around with it. I can do both. So often, like sometimes it depends on the circumstance. I play with both. Usually, I will choose single. As an ace from De Minaur at 40 love, this game is going to be over very quickly. It'll be a change of ends.
Is David Hour a serve bot? People are starting to ask. Yeah.
So basically, I just realized I was really struggling with my two-hander, and it was more of a steering and a safe shot than an attacking shot. I couldn't attack with it. It was very much defensive. It was very much a get the ball back kind of shot. The left hand, I couldn't figure out how to drive through with it. And so it was more like a Sam Stosur backhand. So I went, right, I'm not doing anything. Experimented with the single hander, was immediately getting like, I am now able to attack with this and catch people out with it. Is it as reliable? No, it misses more. So sometimes if I need to dial it back a bit, I'll switch back to my two-hander if I need to play it a bit safer. Or if I'm getting rushed on the shot, then I will not take my left hand off.
Yeah.
So it's very much but like it's not a case of indecisiveness. It's like, oh, I don't know which one I'm going to pick. Like I know where I'm going to go with a single 9 times out of 10, but I'm prepared for the 10th where I'm going to need my two. So that's kind of how I play, really.
So that's a really interesting topic for discussion, because I think that the conventional wisdom is that you should have, especially at the rec level, one stroke. You should hit one type of backhand, one type of forehand. You should work on mastering that. But I think you made a great point, right? Which is situationally, sometimes you need both hands. If you're getting jammed on a big serve, but if you're more comfortable with the one-hander and then getting jammed on a big serve, you prefer the two-hander, like you should do what's effective. I think that more players, Nick, should do exactly what you're describing and play a game that works for them versus whatever the conventional wisdom is. Because the conventional wisdom leads to stagnation. Great example, like Jimmy Arias, whose father taught him and invented the modern forehand, was a guy who never played tennis. It's a great story if y'all haven't heard it. Nurlon asks a really important question, which is, who is cuter in my eyes, El Musetti or El Mangione?
Do we need to answer that question, Zach?
And it's deeply, deeply important. Luigi, I'll just say, Luigi's got better eyebrows. I mean, you can't agree with this politics or not. Can't teach that. My God, bushy and beautiful eyebrows on that fella. Nick, what do you think? Carson, weigh in on this. Who's the LM Italian that you find more handsome?
Carson, you don't have to answer that.
Just silence.
Yeah.
I mean,
get us back to the text.
Luigi's eyebrows are great, but I'll take Musetti. And he's a tennis player. So.
Tennis factor.
Back to you though, Nick. I was wondering, how long have you been playing tennis?
I'm aware that so my mum is also a tennis fan. She's not watching. She will not be watching this back. Thank goodness for this. But Lorenzo Musetti is on her list of pretty Italian men she enjoys watching play.
Oh, and there's a rich heritage there. Matteo Berrettini is the person in this world. Well. If I saw him approach my wife in a bar, I would be like, I don't like anything about what's happening right now. Please, sir, stop, go away. Like, too handsome. Like, reasonable people make unreasonable choices with guys that handsome. I mean, it's ridiculous.
You know what's also scary approaching him at you is that volley from De Minaur, who's just set it up to 15-30. And suddenly it looks like he's making inroads on this Musetti service game. And you know what we were saying about De Minaur still being in it? Well, I think he might be coming for this break. We've got a forehand from Musetti to the backhand of De Minaur cross court, who's got Musetti on the run, has to slice it. De Minaur's in the net and volleys that away for the winner. 15-40, his first break point of the match coming up, people. And he's decided the way to beat Musetti is to come to the net.
Yeah, 2 break chances now. They just threw up a graphic on screen with his top spin speeds in second set versus first set. And both sides, he's up almost 10 miles per hour.
So he's playing a little bit more aggressive in set 2, which, again, is not the strategy that I thought would work for him but against Musetti, but way to adapt, a way to create this pressure point from De Minaur.
Backhand from Musetti, the backhand of De Minaur. Slice from Musetti to the forehand of De Minaur, cross court. It's off the top of the net. Mussetti's got time on the forehand, goes cross court from De Minaur. It's still trading cross court forehands. Now we've got a slice from Musetti on the backhand. Now the counter slice from De Minaur. Now it's topspin backhand up the line from De Minaur. Forehand Musetti, cross court. Almost hits the line. De Minaur, great angle. Forces Musetti to net. It's break De Minaur. 5-3. He's going to serve for the second set.
Some absolutely gorgeous slice backhands on that point. Must be noted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really good defense from Musetti there, but yeah, De Minaur just kept dragging him out wide and eventually got an opening.
So he's
you know who else had an opening and took it? Never mind. I'm not going to make a joke about Luigi Mangione. Back to the tennis.
Are you trying to get us demonetized? We just got sponsored.
We
want Tennis Warehouse to stay with us.
Sorry. Back to the tennis Warehouse, excellent product. As De Minaur is now serving for the set.
This is why people watch us, because we are definitely not professionals.
A little more levity, you know, a little bit more fun than the stodgy, you know, buttoned up professional commentary.
Depending on who you're listening to, but yes. I think one of my favorite, I listen to a lot of tennis on the radio sometimes, or I used to, like back when I couldn't afford to pay TV. Tennis on the radio, especially around US Open time, was great. Oh, what a pass from Musetti on the backhand, 15 all, beautifully placed.
You don't see the inside out one-handed backhand passing shot very often, but when you do, it does. Even if you're a two-hander like me, guy, it makes you question your choices, because there's just nothing prettier than a one-handed backhand.
But I think some of these radio commentators I've heard are a little bit more unhinged. It's a bit more like this, a bit more conversational. And some of my favorite ones I've heard on UK radio, Jeff Tarango, hilarious on the radio. Like they just tend to be a bit more unfiltered. He used to, I think you remember talking about, I think Nadal played Kukushkin at the US Open. I remember him talking about Kukushkin was in Nadal's kitchen scrambling some eggs.
Incredible.
Kind of line. Or if you listen to like the official Slam radios, they can also go a little bit off.
Hold the phone. Musetti looking very, very tired at that point, and a pretty bad miss on that final backhand. It looked like he was out of gas there.
Which is what I was predicting before the start of the match, that he might be out of gas.
Yeah. I know. Look, Nick, I was really, really skeptical, because I think it's best of three format, but you're exactly right. De Minaur looks fresh as a daisy, and Musetti is looking like he just had a deep run in a tournament last week and a little tired.
He's going to be
played 6 matches in 6 days or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And we always know he's usually runs out of gas at some point. Great battle at the net, though, but Musetti leaves the space open for De Minaur to get past and get to 40-15 and 2 set points. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. I think he's going to be ruining this missed break chances, because there was a good chance that he could have broken De Minaur's serve 2 or 3 times instead of the once, and be up in this set, trying to get the job done. So what very different scenario here.
2 set points to take us 3. There's no chance that my son sleeps through all the way through set 3, so I will probably have to pop out at some point. But here's the hoping.
We might get Brenner for set 3. You never know.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
That could be fun. 40-15, second serve for De Minaur. Backhand Musetti to the forehand. Up the line from De Minaur. Backhand up the line from Musetti. De Minaur goes to the Musetti. Backhand hits a winner because he leaves the space open. And it's 40-30. Although I think De Minaur might have gone long, to be fair.
I think that was just a little bit long.
40-30. First set point missed. Let's see. Musetti still feels like he's in this. He's still going to keep fighting. De Minaur looks like he's still pumped. Ready to go. 40-30, 5-3, second set. De Minaur serves and roars.
Wow.
That was an unreturnable serve. 6-3. We're going to the distance, people. But how good's this third set? Jake is skeptical. He thinks Alex De Minaur has got Musetti where he wants him. What do you think, Carson?
I tend to agree with him. I think Musetti's definitely looking a little bit tired. at the end of that second set. Understandable. He's played a ton of tennis recently, and his level dropped a little bit. De Minaur's raised a little bit. Winners to forehand, or winners to unforced errors for Alex. A lot more even in that second set.
Yeah.
They've switched numbers, I think.
I don't feel great about my prediction that Musetti was going to win this match right now. You know what I do feel great about, though, gentlemen? The deals at tenniswarehouse.com.
I knew you were going to say
that. Hey, are they going to send us free stuff? Because I've spent far too much money over the years buying stuff through Tennisware. I mean, I get all my rackets from there, my strings from there. I buy my silly little polos from Did we get free stuff? Is there a promo code? What do we got? Or we just got the logo?
That is a question for the production team.
Yeah.
I believe it's across the bottom of the. It's happening across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, look at that!
All the details you want to know for all the details of that. So yeah, it looks like there is a link in the description to use the code TALK10 when you check out to enjoy discounts on a variety of products.
A variety of, not just some products, a variety of products.
Indeed. So have a look, see what can be provided for you.
I don't think Carson and I are going to be eligible for that. But there is Tennis Warehouse America, which cool. Just double up on the same sponsor.
We're international. I think it'll fly anywhere.
Well, so I know that they have a in the States, they have a Tennis Warehouse facility in Atlanta, Georgia. And I know that because it's like 7 hours south of me tops. And so stuff gets to me very, very quickly. I don't know where the warehouse is in Europe, which is vast. But I imagine it would take a little bit longer to get to Carson and I in the States. But you're in luck. Tennis Warehouse America, especially from the Southeast, awesome. Fast, good, nice stuff.
I mean, if we had to order from Europe, maybe we can get a discount to offset tariffs or something like
that. We got back on the rails and Carson says, forget it. Let's get silly with it. I love it.
Brilliant.
Nick is so stressed. Sorry. Nick,
I didn't hear what he said, to be honest. I'll watch it back.
He said, asking who he thinks man of the year should be.
Love 15. De Minaur looks like he's really, he's continuing to push Musetti and try and get an early advantage in this set because, that break between sets went by so fast, and we're already here.
Was there a bathroom break in between first and second set?
No, I didn't remember there being one. Do you remember one was being back?
I don't. I question whether these players are hydrating enough if they're not taking more frequent bathroom breaks, though.
Huge attacking play from De Minaur. He's got a forehand looped up. They're still trading inside out. Backhand. De Minaur to the slice of Musetti. De Minaur's there. Look at his speed. Goes cross court. He's there with the backhand. Musetti's going to be there with his backhand. Oh, he tried to go for too much angle and missed it. Love 30.
I have to say this with the one-handed backhand. Even when it looks so pretty. Like he missed it. It was a bad choice. Like he went for too aggressive a target and it looked awesome.
No, it looks beautiful. I mean, it's the most beautiful shot in all of tennis. But
what is the least beautiful shot in all of tennis? And after this, I got to go check on the boy. He is stirring, and it's my turn for baby duty. So this will be the last question before I got to get out of here.
Two-handed forehand slice.
Oh God! Oh, I almost puked just hearing those words. Nick.
Ugliest shot in tennis? Probably my second serve. Specifically.
If I were to say Matteo Berrettini's back, no, I'm wrong. Giovanni Mapesci Pericard's backhand, absolutely horrible looking. I've seen it live, I've seen it on tape, and it is an adventure every time. I don't think he knows where it's going. Certainly, I don't.
Unusually. Given his reputation, Lorenzo Musetti's not looking great because he was just doubled over after going love 40 down.
Wow. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Rock on. Everybody use that Tennis Warehouse code. Let's not get demonetized. Sorry. Bye.
Bye, Zach. Causing only slightly less trouble than there, man. Lob 40. Musetti in real trouble here on the second serve. Middles it, backhand De Minaur, long. Gives Musetti a reprieve there. What was your point? What were your point, Carson, before I kind of talked over you to say what was going on in the tennis?
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
I've been in a little bit of a brain fog. I'm coming here out of a company benefits meeting. So,
fair enough. I am just working this out because I said that De Minaur needed to win this set to have a chance of winning the ATP Finals. Staying in the ATP Finals, I should say. Staying in it, because if he lost in straight sets, there was no way he could get through. Now we're in a position where Lorenzo Musetti needs to win the match to stay in the tournament. And it's not looking good because he's just gone along with the backhand. De Minaur roars, he's broken straight away. I'm working it out because, like, if De Minaur wins, yeah, even if Musetti beats Alcaraz, which is unlikely, one of Fritz or Musetti, Fritz or De Minaur even, will have 2 match wins to his 1. So there is no way that Lorenzo Musetti would be able to get out the group if he does not win today.
That's what
it's not looking
good. No. I don't know if these game win percentages are updating live. I'm assuming they're not. Well, they can't because the set win percentage is not updated. But.
No, I'm manually working it out. Well, I think I'm not trying to do games. Sets I am trying to work out because that's easier. And if it looks like sets are even, then I'm going to be like, I'm just going to leave the game percentage to whatever happens on Thursday. And we could work it out.
With Fritz, I mean, it went to 3 sets today. So
today against Alcaraz. Every other match so far in this group has been straight sets. In fact, today is the first day of 3 setters we've had because, like, the other group also has been straight sets so far. But anyway, huge serve from De Minaur at the tee and follows up with a great +1 forehand at the net, and it's 15 all. Musetti got the opening point there. But yeah, that's it. If Musetti needs to get back in here because, like, even if De Minaur loses this match now, it's not so bad because he could still beat Fritz and be in it and be in with a chance of winning because then it's going to come down to crazy percentages. I think. I
mean, Alcaraz would have to beat Musetti because then if Musetti won...
it'd be 2. Yeah.
So, if Alcaraz does go 3-0, we could have all 3 of the other players finish 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Which would go down to set win percentages.
Which this is Musetti wins today.
Yeah, if Musetti wins today. Which, he might have to win in straights then.
Yeah, to beat De Minaur to beat Fritz winning straights, probably. Because, they'd be coming in with Fritz being 3-2, Musetti... De Minaur being 2-3. I guess if De Minaur won in 3 sets, it would come down to game percentage because it would be 5. It would be 4 sets won and lost each, and it would come down to game percentage. If he won in straights, then he would have the better set percentage.
Coming into this match, De Minaur won 38% of his games, and Musetti had won 36.8%. And by games, it's 12-10 right now for De Minaur in this match. So opening up a little bit of a lead there. But
I think what's pretty clear here is the simplest solution. That's if Musetti wins, which, it's 30 all. He seems to be working his way back into the set. Great forehand to forehand rally. De Minaur's going to come in behind that forehand, volley the backhand, and he's celebrating because it was playing with the baseline, but he got it in 40-30. And yet again, coming into net is helping De Minaur out.
That's turned into a pretty good strategy for him. Seems a lot more confident when he comes in. Musetti's he's just reading the slice a lot better, it feels like. 1 point away from a really nice hold.
Yeah, definitely. All right. 40-30. De Minaur serves, more of a body serve. Musetti finds the return with a slice forehand, backhand to the backhand of De Minaur. Musetti goes on the inside out, backhand De Minaur again, slice from Musetti to the De Minaur counter slice. Now we've got forehand inside out. Oh, trying to get De Minaur on the stretch there. Somehow De Minaur still finds the court. Musetti's now attacking as much as he can. Tries to go across court. De Minaur's there. Backhand just clears the net. Forehand Musetti right back at De Minaur. He goes with the backhand to the Musetti forehand. Now forehand inside out from De Minaur is going to come in behind. Doesn't need to do anything about it because he forces the error from Musetti and gets the game. What a turnaround of that rally, because that looked Musetti was really pummeling him and De Minaur held his own and managed to turn it back in his favour.
De Minaur, one of, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 players that has the speed to just stay in that point, keep playing defense, getting shots back, and just neutralized it fairly quickly after Musetti went up in that point. Musetti probably had a chance to put one of those forehands away. Probably could have been a little bit cleaner with placement, but great defense from Alex.
Here's a hypothetical question that I appreciate that nobody but Musetti will know the answer to. Definitely not right now, because Musetti will be trying to win this match as he's serving. He's just got a let on that first serve for this new game. But do you think, Carson, that Musetti plays the match with Alcaraz? Or does he withdraw and we see Bublik stepping in? Or Ruud if Bublik steps in for LG Aliassime?
I mean, it depends on if he wins this match or not. I think
if he loses this match,
if he wins, I think he'll play because you can still make the semifinals at that point.
He has to.
Oh, yeah. If you're in the position where you can win and you're in, you have to play that. If he loses, it wouldn't necessarily shock me if he dropped out. What do you think about that?
No, I wouldn't either, especially if, you're saying he looks like a man who's played 6 matches in 6 days. Is he going to be too exhausted to provide a good enough match? In which case, the best thing to do would be to bring in one of the alternates. I'm hearing rumours that Felix is injured. I think he got injured against Sinner in their match, but he's playing it down. But I am seeing some reports in the media that he might be pulling out. Is that what you've heard?
I have not heard that he's pulling out yet.
Or he might.
Yeah, they've played 1 match on that side so far, and he kind of got pounded by Jannik Sinner
in the second set.
Yeah,
first set was a bit closer, but second set, was one way.
Who's he play tomorrow? He plays Ben Shelton.
Yes.
I mean
which shouldn't be a physical match.
No. Shelton isn't going to make you move around too much. You can stand at the baseline a little bit more.
So it is going to make you move
Zverev would be I think if you were physically compromised, Zverev would be the bigger problem.
Yeah, which he would have to deal with eventually, but he'd need to beat Shelton. I think he'd need to beat Shelton to achieve that. It's 30-all, by the way. Musetti De Minaur kind of wears out Musetti, wears him down in that point. I'm not interested in your point, Carson. I just want to make sure that we cover kind of the ups and flows of the match because it looks like it's heading steadily for De Minaur. Looped forehand from Musetti. De Minaur's there. He's then going to go up the middle. It's very neutral right now. Still within very much their strike zones, the ball. And then De Minaur is forced into it by an epic forehand from Musetti, who kind of grimaces after that, but he's got the point, 40-30.
Yeah, this is a must-win game for him. De Minaur has won 5 games in a row right now. So,
do you see him retiring for the fans?
I don't think he'll retire. I mean, you're an Italian player. He doesn't get too many chances to play in front of his home crowd. So I think he'll see it out, but I think it might just be out of respect for Alex as much as anything at that point.
Yeah. Also, let's face it, I think he is playing for his fans. As Alex goes long, Musetti gets his first game of the set. He's still in this, even though he looks like he's not particularly comfortable right now. 2-1, De Minaur. Looks like Musetti's walking a little bit gingerly there to the chair. But yeah, Carson, yeah, you were what were you talking about before I interrupted you?
What we were talking about with Zverev and Musetti having to play Zverev eventually, which I think if he loses this match, he'll be pulling out, and then Bublik would get first call in to be an alternate. Casper Ruud is the other alternate. Seems like they were struggling to find a second player to be an alternate here, which is a little bit interesting.
Well, the reason why is that Jack Draper isn't playing because he's finished. Yes. He would be the first alternate, but obviously he's not around. And Bublik and Ruud are 11 and 12. So that's just the rankings right now, Carsten. Like Bublik is the world number 11 and very close to breaking top 10.
Yeah, and if he plays a match, I think he would pass Jack.
Which would be crazy.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the fact that Jack Draper is still number 10 after he basically played for 5 months this year is...
I mean, that goes to show how good he is. Like, when he's playing, he's in the mix.
Mm-hmm. It looks like, if either Bublik or Ruud play a match, they would pass Draper.
Yeah, for sure. Or they could both play a match, and then Draper's down to number 12.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, who knows what happens with Felix?
You mean win a match, right? Because you don't get points for just playing.
Yes, if they win a match.
Yeah. I mean, part of me kind of wants, because if Shelton beats Felix, right, that leaves him on 1 win, Zverev on 1 win if he doesn't beat Sinner, which I'm not expecting him to, and Shelton's got to play Sinner and not get the win. But if Bublik comes in and beats Zverev in that match, Bublik's the ultimate disruptor. Like, that just creates ultimate chaos, because then you're looking at sets and game percentages in that scenario with 2 guys who've only got 1 match win. Because I don't think Bublik would be able to qualify. So, yeah, that would just be hilarious. Like, he just pop in and just throw a massive spanner in the works.
Yeah, I don't know, like, how that would work with an alternate. If they won the only match they played, then
that's the rule.
I
don't think he'd be able to qualify.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not. I would assume he wouldn't, but I'm not exactly sure what the rule is there. I mean, if he was sitting on the same number of wins as Shelton and Zverev, though,
he would.
Yeah.
But again, like, he'd be massively advantaged by only playing 1 match compared to them playing more.
Yes.
So, as we're just seeing the replay of Musetti's crowd-pleasing backhand passing shot attempts that had De Minaur dropping his racket to win that point, 30-15, on the De Minaur serve, 2-1. I don't think he'd be able to qualify. I think Felix would have to pull out now and Bublik play 2 matches for him to be eligible. If someone in the chat, by the way, knows the answer to this, please tell us.
And likely he might need to win both. Like, if he goes 1-1. Yeah, I'm not sure. If anyone knows, please tell us.
Yeah, love people to tell us. Those who are still here and still with us, I appreciate this match has gone on a while, but yeah, please let us know. 30-all, Musetti's still in this. Great backhand again. 2-1. Let's pay attention to the match here, because De Minaur's under a bit of pressure. First serve in, Musetti returns it. Now he's on the backhand up the line, misses it, and he's annoyed with himself there. Goes over the baseline, 40-30. De Minaur's going to be relieved with that, because if he'd managed to get a little bit more margin on that, that could have been a winner. Or forcing an error, anyway. And he's just doing shadow swings with the single-handed backhand, trying to remember how to play a good one. First serve from De Minaur is really good, and Musetti somehow finds the court. Backhand again, Musetti. We've got De Minaur going into the net, trying to go for the haymaker winner inside out. Deuce.
I feel like that was a little bit too aggressive. I'm not sure that was the right play right there from Alex.
Feels like De Minaur's level dropping a little bit. Maybe he's getting tight, or maybe Musetti's just trying to force the issue a little bit more. He's shaking his legs out. Maybe getting a bit of cramp. Deuce on the De Minaur serve. Viewers maybe thinking that this match is not over yet. De Minaur. Oh wait, there's obviously something happening in the crowd.
Yeah.
We know there was lots of medical emergencies that happened the other night. Hoping it's not a repeat of that, because there was some really sad news that 2 spectators passed away. Okay, there's something needs to be sorted out here. We don't have sound, so we don't know what it is. If there's anyone watching who has sound, please let us know. But we're just waiting to get this sorted out at the moment. So, Carsten, while we're waiting, did you catch Alcaraz Fritz earlier?
I did not.
Okay, a lot of people I'm speaking to haven't.
This tournament is kind of rough. It happens in a rough part of the day for me. It's like all during the work hours, so.
Fair enough. I can see that. Yeah, no, I had a similar problem. It was during work hours for me as well. So I was following the stream, but if anyone in the chat was watching Fritz and Alcaraz, please let us know what you thought of that match. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So,
Musetti's stretching out a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say
we don't really know how long this could be. Both players are still on court. Doesn't seem like they're leaving, but the umpire is off of his chair.
He needs to be getting onto electrolytes right now, if possible.
I think both of them need to drink some water.
Yeah.
If they can't get some kind of hydration in their bodies.
All right. I'm going to go on mute and see if I can work out what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, it's very quiet in the crowd, which suggests that it's not a disruption like a protest or anything like that. It does seem to be some kind of medical issue. Maybe they're expecting it to take another few moments. The commentator, Laura Robson, surprised that the players aren't sitting down for this. They're obviously ready and moving around. I guess if you're starting to seize up in your Musetti, you don't want to sit down. What a moment for a delay to happen, Carsten.
That's a really big moment. We're on deuce. Obviously, the tennis is not the most important thing in this moment. Hopefully that whatever's going on, it's not too serious.
Yeah, I hope so too. We will wait to see what happens. This is the last year it's in Turin, isn't it? Is it in Milan from next year? The ATP Finals.
Has there been an official announcement about that?
Hang on.
I don't know. I think it is expected to be there, but I haven't seen an official announcement.
Let me have a look. No, it's talking when I Google it, it's talking about next gen, which is obviously was in Milan and now it's in Riyadh, or in somewhere in Saudi. So the ATP Finals location. Oh no, it's in Turin until 2028. So I've got that one. Yeah, it's going to be in 2026. So there's got one more year in Turin after
next
this.
year is the last.
And then 2027 onwards, they know it's in Italy, but not an exact location has not been agreed up until 2030. So I guess they're on like 10-year rotations in the country because obviously it was in the UK for like 12 years. Really fond memories of going there. It was a good time. I want to go back if I can. I'm involved in Italy at the moment, by the sound of it. We are in an interesting point. So chat, please throw your questions at us about the match or about anything going on in tennis right now or about just anything in general with the ATP Finals. All right, I'm going to ask you this, Carson. How confident are you that we're going to get a synchronized final this tournament?
Trying to think, like, I mean, the only way that we wouldn't get it, I think, because I think we're both confident that they're going to move on to the semifinals. The only way it wouldn't happen would be if they met in the semifinals, which, since Carlos is 2-0 now, probably means that Jannik would have to drop a match.
And of the two, it's the least likely to do that.
Yeah. And I'm not sure who in that group he's going to lose to.
Zverev?
Yeah, I mean, that head-to-head isn't, like, completely terrible, but I would expect Sinner to win that match.
So would I.
So I think it will be those two in the final.
Yeah.
I think it could be interesting. I think that Zverev could take down Carlos in the semifinal.
That could happen, yeah.
And then we
could see that happening. But yeah, the final. And then, do you expect, if it is a synchronized final, for it to be sufficiently entertaining? Or will these conditions favor Jannik too much?
I think the conditions favor Jannik a lot. And then, I mean, another factor for this, we talked about this with Musetti a little bit. This is also a home tournament for Jannik Sinner. So the crowd's definitely going to be behind him. And not that Carlos gets phased by being in front of crowds that are cheering against him, but I mean, really the only ATP tournament on a high level in Italy is Rome. I mean, the crowd was definitely getting behind Jannik Sinner this year for that. So I wonder how much that could carry him in some tight moments.
That could
help. Looks like
they
might be about to resume.
Okay, I'm on a commercial right now, so I'll go by yours. But that's good to know. They might be. Yeah, look, they've immediately cut to the action with De Minaur about to serve, which is great to see. We're back on track. So we've got forehand from De Minaur, backhand upline from Musetti, forehand cross court from De Minaur, long break back point Musetti. We're straight back into the drama here, and that was a bit of a loose one from De Minaur. Here we go. Musetti bouncing. He seems to have got some energy back. He's forcing himself to. He needs to win this match to stay in the ATP Finals. Great serve from De Minaur. Saves the break point. Unreturned. Is back to deuce. Great serve when he needed it. What a moment in this match for the tension to go back up. 2-1, De Minaur. Third set, deuce. Delivers the first serve out wide. Musetti finds the court. De Minaur goes on the attack with the forehand, and then goes again on the attack with the forehand into the space, up the line, and is advantage to the Australian. And say what you want about De Minaur, but he's been so good at getting himself out of trouble this tournament, like in this match. He's had opportunities against him for break points in now 4 of his service games this match, and he's only conceded the 1. Musetti's breakpoint conversion has not been great. De Minaur's has been far better. Great serve from De Minaur to close out 3-1.
That's a really important game there. Like, obviously, like a little bit of a delay towards the end of that game, and then having to jump back into a deuce. And Alex just, after losing the first point, played really well the last couple of points.
Yeah. Absolutely, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. So,
so 3-1 towards Alex with Musetti serving now. That toss looked a little bit low on this first serve.
Is that another sign of dropping energy levels?
Could be. Decent second serve.
Carson, do we agree with Mike that Musetti has blown it?
It's tough to say. Like, he is consistently creating chances to get breaks. So you could definitely see it happening one more time, and if Alex gets a little bit tight, that's another first serve that goes into the net. Wonder if his legs might be going away here a little bit at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, say that as De Minaur's return's gone long, it's 30 love. Musetti will be relieved for a much more comfortable service game. Mike, I think you're being harsh. Musetti is, I would say that, like, if we were seeing loads of silly errors from Musetti, it'd be different. But De Minaur has played very, very well on his serve. He has saved a lot of break points. He has taken his chances and forced the play to get himself in this situation. And I would also say that a lot of Musetti's problems are not because he's making a lot of silly mistakes, but that he's struggling for fitness and energy levels. And that's not human error. That's sort of the peaks and troughs of being an athlete. He's being run around by De Minaur on this point. He's got to have the smash to put this away. Somehow Musetti gets a racket on it. De Minaur's going to have to get another overhead, which he puts away, has to take a risk with it, but it's now 30-15. And that's what I'm talking about. Musetti's turning these longer rallies in his direction. Musetti's now doubled over, tired. I think if Musetti had more in the tank, I would be a lot more optimistic and certainly would not be set. And I don't think we'd be seeing him struggling. So I don't think he's not trying. I don't think he's, because so here he's treading water. He's not. He's like, I don't think he's capable of playing better because of his physical state. Not he's somehow just not feeling, just having a bad day in terms of his ability to play. And that's how I see it. Inside out forehand missed by Musetti, 30 all, and that was kind of a tired shot.
Yep.
Oh, Jake's back.
Hey, Jake.
I want to break by the look of it.
I agree with everything you just said. Like, this is more of a physicality issue right now, just like a lack of stamina. But yeah, Musetti at his best is, I think he's one of the few players that can go point to point with Alex. Alex, we know, is one of the most physical players on the entire tour. And Musetti has the defense to keep up with him, I think. But
and he hasn't played 6 matches. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, he's just played a lot of matches. What was it, like 6 match? This is his 6th match in the last 8 days, 7 days.
something like that. Yeah, it's a lot of tennis. And he's got a break. He's got a break point to save, which he does with an excellent serve volley. Maybe he needs to start coming to the net more, because that was the strategy that De Minaur started to use really, really effectively in that second set that won him it. So yeah, absolutely. It's not a skill issue. It's not a motivation issue. It's not a, I guess, like a him issue in any way. It's a life. It's just athletic life has just hit him. Feel free to say we're wrong, but yeah, advantage Musetti. He's actually saved that break point really well. So I think that's the first break point I've seen him save. Or I remember him saving. He might have saved another one. I have to look at the break point conversion rates after the match. Advantage Musetti's second serve. Just keep himself still kind of in the set, or at least keeping up with De Minaur. Backhand De Minaur cross court, slice from Musetti. Backhand slice by De Minaur. Now we've got Musetti going cross court again to the backhand. De Minaur's changing the direction. They're still going up the line. Now a more neutral rally happening right now. Safe and in the middle. De Minaur goes for the attack on that. Now runs for the forehand, puts it in the net, and Musetti holds for 2-3. That's going to be important for him, I think, to stay motivated in this match, Carson.
Good. Yeah, it looks like that was the second break point that Musetti had saved.
Thanks, Carson, for looking that up. Yeah, doubting
maybe there was one in the first set, because I don't remember him saving one in the second set. But yeah, really big hold for him. Just keeps himself in the match right now, and I mean, as worn out as he is, right now it kind of does feel like he just needs to extend the match and hope that Alex comes down a little bit.
I think that's the thing. He needs to hope for De Minaur to have a dip and start making mistakes, kind of like he did towards the end of that first set. Carson, can I leave you to hold the fort, chat with Jake, chat with Mike, chat with whoever is around? I just need to get some water.
All right. See you in a moment. That's a massive hold. Both of them drinking some water right now. I mentioned there. I wonder if there will be like a small dip from Alex as we get towards the end of this match. Another thing to watch out for, just like the natural nerves of leading by a break towards the end of a best of threes match. Yeah, whichever way it goes. We're near that point where we're closer to the end of the match than we are to the beginning of the set. So we'll see if there are any nerves at all. There are some nerves, obviously, but just about if he's able to control them and battle through them. Good serve down the tee. Musetti gets the return in play, and then Alex fires a forehand. Quite a few feet behind the baseline. That one was pretty wild. It's love 15. First serve is up. I think that was a let. Definitely hit the net. Very close to the service box. Couldn't tell if it was a let or if it was out. Must have been a let. De Minaur goes for a massive serve there. Right at the body of Lorenzo, and Musetti puts it into the net. 15-0 here. Wild first serve.
Oh, yeah, Musetti's not happy with that return.
And that just didn't get his feet in a great position to hit that one back.
Jake, by the way, like obviously it's raining. It's raining quite a lot here in the UK at the moment. It does sound like that you went to get a shower whilst getting some milk, and I'm like, can you not afford water right now? Do you have to go outside to get a shower? Anyway, slice forehand from Musetti, probably one of the few players who can make that look beautiful. And a backhand cross court to the De Minaur. Backhand goes up the line. We've got backhand cross court from De Minaur, slice from Musetti, forehand De Minaur inside out, backhand Musetti, still going, backhand from Musetti, up the line from De Minaur, up the line, backhand Musetti, still going in this.
Wow.
Man, he's using every outside he's got, and he gets results because he's drawn the error from De Minaur. 30 all.
Some Musetti sliced a couple of shots there, but yeah, the backhand slices kind of went away from his game, it feels like.
Yeah, he was using it quite effectively before. 23 shot rally for the guy with not much legs. Pretty good.
Yeah, he looked
to win
good
that.
there. Wonder if he's made, well, that was a longer point, but I wonder if he's making a little bit more of a concerted effort to shorten the points.
30 all second serve. Big point here for Alex De Minaur, who goes for the second serve. Musetti on the attack with the backhand was right at his feet. Now we've got a slice from De Minaur. Forehand Musetti inside out. Missed it completely. 40-30. That felt like a shot he was trying too hard with. He's not happy with how he executed that.
One of those moments where he may have had a little bit too much time to think about it. Just pushes it long.
Yeah, you can see on the replay it kind of came off the edge of the racket. Not off the frame, but close to it. It wasn't off the sweet spot at all.
That's a good serve.
And it's another hold for De Minaur, and Musetti feels like, it looks like he's frustrated. Is this chance to win this match slipping away?
It might be. I mean, he's down a break. Going against him. He won the first point of that game and then had a couple of points that were really loose. I think he could have given himself a much bigger chance to break than he ended up having. But now you just have to mentally reset and hold your serve.
Which he does. That was a great serve. Oh, I never mind. I'm going to let. I was going to say it looked pretty good.
Just wide.
Why on earth? This is the perils of watching on mute. Backhand De Minaur. Forehand Musetti. But De Minaur's shot was long. 15 love. Yeah, Jake,
Alex
you have
good. Alex he's been missing a little bit recently, but he's not missing by a lot. It's been really close. I feel like every time he misses a shot that they're putting up the replay.
Forehand.
It's just a small margin for him. Sorry to cut you off there.
Small margins matter a lot in tennis as De Minaur continues to move Musetti around, going for the corners and finally making that effective with a great backhand up the line for 15 all. Carson, is this match going how you thought it would? So, like when we started the stream, like me and Jake and Matthew were saying we thought De Minaur was going to win. And then Zach comes on and says he thinks Musetti's going to win. And there was a guy earlier in the chat. He may not still be here, given that his guy is the guy he's put a bet on is now in trouble. It was Jay Ryden.
Oh, yeah, put a
bet on Musetti. He put 50 on Musetti.
50 pennies, hopefully. I thought that Alex was going to win this match. I mean, there's just a point where it has to run out for Musetti. And it looks like it might be here towards the end of this match, unfortunately. But
very much unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
Very much unfortunately for him, but he's made it very competitive, and I think we were very close to both of us being right in some ways. But yeah, I think conventional wisdom was saying De Minaur. We're into another long rally here. Backhand De Minaur, slice from Musetti, just clears the net. Musetti counter slice. Musetti thought about coming after that slice, but didn't. Goes backhand, slapped into the net, 30 all. That was not a low to high swing at all.
It's just been small margins, and I mean, Musetti had chances, it seems like, to break at least a couple more times in the first set. Really take advantage. But yeah, I mean, Alex is an absolute fighter. So, 30 all here, really big point.
Backhand to the Musetti backhand, which is sliced up the line. De Minaur's just moving Musetti from side to side. Gets a ball in the middle, but takes that one long, and he's frustrated. Everything seems to be going around for Lorenzo Musetti. It's another breakpoint chance for Alex De Minaur.
I feel like this is a massive opportunity now for Alex. Having a double break and an opportunity to serve. Just gives yourself a lot more margin. First serve is long.
30-40. Not a time you want to be on a second serve. Let's see what he can create. Can he kick something up here? Straight to De Minaur's backhand. Gets over the net. Huge backhand from Musetti up the line. That was very good. De Minaur couldn't do anything with it. Deuce.
Exactly what he needed on that point.
Yeah, Musetti executed that backhand really well, but I do think De Minaur was quite tentative with that return.
Yeah, return wasn't great. I mean, got in play, but on a second serve, I think you would hope to do more with it than what he did.
Okay. Backhand play from De Minaur. Inside out front.
That's good. It's really good from Musetti right there.
Again, he's digging. I think he's had to dig himself out of trouble almost every service game this set, and he's still in this. He could have been bageled this set if he hadn't.
That's true. It's been a fight. I think. Yeah, you got broken right away. His second service game, not sure if it got to deuce on that one. But
yeah, you're right. Well, one of them was a comfortable hold.
Yeah.
Okay, 6-1. Musetti holds. 4-3, change of ends. Jake, yes, I do have work tomorrow, but at least I'm working from home. So I don't need to worry too much about a late night. So yeah. So yeah, it helps a lot. So yeah, I can have some of the matches on tomorrow. I think Sinner Felix is the night match, isn't it? So it's Zverev Shelton in the afternoon. I think I'm right with that. No, it can't be. No, sorry. It's Shelton Felix in the afternoon match. It's Sinner Zverev in the evening, because I've just realised, of course, that makes no sense because we've just had those matches and, you know, Sinner and Zverev have won their matches. So, yeah, it's Shelton Felix. Sorry, can't get you the actual stream. Don't want to get kicked off the platform.
Yeah, we'd like to not lose the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Already lost the Twitter.
Yeah, we don't need to lose more stuff. We want to stay on the right side of things, especially the law.
So Shelton and Felix in the afternoon.
Oh, we've got another guy who's bet on Lorenzo Musetti. To be fair, the race he's fighting could come back.
Maybe.
What country are you in, mate? Julian, who's on Twitch. America, yeah. So Tennis Channel.
Yep.
I think that's the only place you can watch it, right, Carson?
Yeah.
Tennis TV don't have it? 'Cause that's pretty cheap.
I don't know if Tennis TV has this.
Tennis TV usually has all the ATP. Tennis, I mean, it depends. Like, I'm signed up, like, I'm on Tennis Channel International, and that costs me pennies. Oh yeah, Jake is watching it on Tennis TV now, so there we go. So there we go. But yeah, so I don't know how much Tennis TV costs, but I don't think it's a lot. But yeah, that's what I would go with. Love 15, actually. Musetti seems to be fighting back a bit, but
it's not a good first serve there from Alex either.
Second serve coming up for De Minaur. I'll try and describe what's going on anyway. We've got inside out forehand from Musetti. He follows up another inside out forehand, keeping him on the defensive, and then nets the backhand 15 all. Julian, do we think Musetti will win? To be honest, we think he's struggling physically right now. Generally higher number. It's not necessarily better because they're very similarly ranked. Like De Minaur is 7, Musetti is 9 in the world. Like they're very close in terms of ability. So it's negligible difference. It's literally Musetti's has played 6 matches in 8 days and is close to being exhausted. And he's basically fighting through physical limitations to stay in this match, which he's doing very well at. He has just netted under pressure from De Minaur. Sadly, if we had Lorenzo Musetti's number, we would, his team's number, we would be using it. But unfortunately, we don't. And even if we did, I don't think he'd take our advice because he knows more than we do. Unfortunately, again, he's playing as well as he can, given how tired he is. Would that be the best summary, Carson?
I think that's a kind summary right now for that situation. But
he's making it a hell of a fight. He is down in the set, but he has had opportunities to equalize it. Oh, look at that. He tries to volley it. Oh, what a pass from Lorenzo Musetti, 30 all. Tell you what, he still believes in a comeback here.
Such a good point for him, and then just saw a small opening and took it. Alex not quite able to get over there. What a great
shot. No, it's 30 all, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, 30 all here.
Yeah, so it's a break point. Yeah. Okay. Musetti's been on the brink. He did have break back point earlier in the set. Can he create something here? He's pushing through. He played a tournament last week. He's still trying to draw on whatever energy reserves he still has to get this done. Because if he loses, he's out of the ATP Finals. This is the last set. Forehand, inside out from De Minaur. Backhand Musetti, backhand De Minaur. Musetti goes cross court. They're still trading. Now Musetti's got a forehand in the middle of the court. He keeps going. Forehand up the line. Backhand De Minaur. Forehand inside up from Musetti. Backhand De Minaur to the Musetti backhand, which is sliced. Now we've got a forehand inside up from De Minaur. Backhand Musetti drops in. Backhand De Minaur. He's going to have to push Musetti away side of court. He's there. Now there to hit the forehand. Backhand again sliced from De Minaur. Gives De Minaur time in. Forehand cross court from Musetti. Look at this. They're going side to side. Such a direct point. Tweener from Musetti. What was that? Oh my word. Scoops up from Musetti. De Minaur on the attack. Is he going to get it? Loops up. Overhead from De Minaur. Finds the goal. He's over. De Minaur falls over. Musetti's on his back in utter exhaustion. What on earth was that rally? It's 40-30 De Minaur, who somehow found that overhead and tumbled over both players on the ground. The crowd are loving it after that rally. That point goes on the highlights reel. Carson, you look like you enjoyed every second of that.
That's the best point I've seen in quite a while. What a great rally from both of them. Just back and forth. Lots of great defense. And then Musetti just had to throw up a lob there at the end.
I apologize. I forgot the wrong player's name a few times during that. So if anyone had the screen going, Nick, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. I realized halfway through the rally I was tripping stuff to De Minaur. It's not the last serve. We still, a little bit away there. Time here, 10 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Carson?
At 4 p.m. here.
For the ace. Sorry, Carson?
It's 4 p.m. here. So
4 p.m. Okay, so 6-hour time difference. Yeah. So you're because you're
I'm Central Time.
Yeah, Central Time. Yeah. Cheers, Julian. Hope you come back. We do stream matches regularly. We're going to try and get streams up for all the ATP Finals matches. It's not just us doing it. There's a rotating team of commentators. So, it's my shift this week. It's my shift tonight with Carson. You might be back. We don't know. We've got others like John, who runs the channel, like Fergus, and Zach, who was on earlier, Damien Vanch, a few others, just to name a few. We've got quite a big team here at Talking Tennis. So if you want to subscribe to us on Twitch or on YouTube, please do to follow us, and we will bring you more ATP Finals content. Stick around. We'll give some previews for the matches that are coming up on Thursday as well. If you want to know sort of directions of where we think that those are going to go. It's 15 love Musetti, still fighting to stay in this match. Backhand De Minaur to the backhand of Musetti, wide, 15 all. He's making life hard for himself, right, Carson?
Yeah, it's not been simple here. 15 all.
No. He's going to want to get this game
just staying at this point.
He knows he needs to put the maximum amount of pressure on De Minaur possible right now.
Another first serve goes out. Oops, the tape.
15 all. Second serve. Backhand De Minaur on the attack. Backhand in the middle of the court from Musetti. It's sort of keeping it neutral at the moment. Maybe a little bit of movement there. De Minaur drags that forehand out of court. It was close, but Musetti's going to be relieved. 30-15. Yeah. Decent match today, I would say. Certainly one of the better ones we've had so far this week.
It's been a good match.
Still think probably the Fritz Alcaraz match probably raised a few more eyebrows earlier. Again, we didn't see that. Forehand De Minaur to the forehand. Musetti goes up the line. Backhand De Minaur, middle of the court. Musetti's there with the forehand. Backhand up the line from De Minaur. Musetti up the line again. Backhand cross court. Slice from Musetti. De Minaur again goes inside out. Backhand Musetti cross court. Gets the angle and forces the error. Great backhand from Musetti. 40-15. Still going.
Still going.
Still going strong from Musetti. This might be one of his better holds at this rate.
Yeah, I think Alex has gotten to 30 in every game so far.
Can Musetti break that trend? Goes for the backhand cross court. Backhand De Minaur to the Musetti up the line. Inside out from De Minaur. He does get to 30. That was on the line. Look at that barely hit the line.
Maybe a couple millimeters there. Very close.
Nice to have you back, Chevy. Good to see you here. I don't think I've been on a stream with you before in the live chat, but good to meet you. First serve.
Great serve.
Good.
All right.
Chevy, you were supporting Musetti as well. We've got a lot of Musetti supporters in the chat. You're Ulian. Fantastic. You're still here. Yeah. Nice to see you, Chevy. Yeah. So, you're welcome here. Yes. So still going. It's not over yet. So if you're not familiar with tennis, if Alex De Minaur wins the next game, the match is done and he has won. If Musetti wins the next game, then this extends. And Brenner is also on his way, so that could be fun when we do the match previews later. I'm assuming we've got match previews on the channel for the matches tomorrow. I will double check, but yeah, these are some pre-recorded content that the guy we always give previews before every match and give our thoughts on how we think they might go. So if you want to check those out, yes. So Sinner and Zverev, who are playing tomorrow night, that preview is up and has been up for 3 hours. And Shelton versus Felix Auger-Aliassime, which is tomorrow afternoon, European time. That's going to that was up 4 hours ago. So yeah, feel free to check those out once this match is done. But this match is far from over, because I just somehow think with the way De Minaur's been serving in some of these games, especially if he gets tight, Carson, Musetti could just use a lot of energy and get himself back in the set.
I agree. We'll see if there's some sort of last gasp effort from Musetti here. Alex needs to serve for it coming out of a sit down. That's a really good first point.
Yeah.
Great.
Very good first point.
15 love. No nerves on that point.
Chevy, De Minaur is 3 points away from winning this match. He needs to win 3 more points and he's won the match. But he's going to have to do the first serve again, because that came off the top of the net very clearly. I saw that net wobble. Carson, let me know if you see Brenner backstage, because I've got it covered with my screen.
Yeah.
Second serve.
I don't see backstage access at all. So.
I don't. Oh, you don't see it? Okay, I'll have
to
check it. Okay. There we go. He's here. Right, so we've got a rally going at the moment, and Musetti forces the error from De Minaur, 15 all. He's now 3 points away from getting back in the match. No, there is no set direction for this match yet. I will. Are you ready to join Brenner? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Brenner, welcome. You joined.
Hey, Brenner.
You've either joined.
Thank you. Yes, I'm not here to steal your shine or thunder, but I'm here for the. Let's see if it's a climatic finish.
Yeah, you're either here for the dramatic comeback or you're here to do the bare minimum.
Right. Hands off experience.
Exactly. So we've got backhand up the line from De Minaur to the forehand of Musetti. Backhand cross court from De Minaur. Musetti loops his backhand, slice from De Minaur. Forehand Musetti. Oh, he really went for that inside out, but he missed it. 30-15. De Minaur is 2 points away. 2 more points to win this match. And Musetti looks very deflated. Brenner, how much of this have you been able to catch up to this point?
I have been watching loosely while I'm supposed to be working, but that's the life of that's my life. But hey, shout out to the crowd here getting Musetti along, because it has not been easy physically, obviously playing De Minaur, but every point, as you said, just like gasping for air, but he keeps going. So major respect. Backhand from
Musetti in play. De Minaur's there at the net, puts it in the middle of the court. Musetti's going to try and lob him. He finds the court. De Minaur's having to keep scrambling. Can Musetti put that volley away? He does! 30 all. What a rescue from Musetti there.
Great rescue from Musetti.
Highlight reel on nothing. Carson, sorry.
Alex may be one of 2 players in the world that could get back to that ball.
The other one being Carlos Alcaraz?
Alcaraz, maybe Tommy Paul.
Second mention for Tommy Paul on the show today. All right.
They're just very similar players.
30 all. Huge point here. Tension high for De Minaur, who wants to get this match done. Musetti potentially 2 points away from forcing a climax. And here we go. Forehand cross court from De Minaur. Forehand looped in by Musetti. De Minaur somehow finds the court. I thought it was going out, but the spin drags it back in. Forehand Musetti to the forehand of De Minaur, short. Forehand again, Musetti going the line. Backhand, De Minaur to the Musetti. Backhand is going on the attack. Brutal. De Minaur somehow gets to it. Back forehand. Here we go. Forehand Musetti cross court. The trading forehands cross court. And De Minaur misses it.
Oh.
30-40.
Did not miss that one by much.
Wow.
Break point now for Musetti.
I think this is the second one of this set. He didn't get it the first time because he got a break point after that long delay that we had. This is probably Musetti's last chance to get back in the match. What's this point going to bring? He's ready. He's hyped. He's using everything he's got to get back in. What's De Minaur's serve going to produce? He's been serving really clutch. Really clutch De Minaur in these moments. Finds the court. Backhand from De Minaur. Musetti goes to the De Minaur backhand again. Then runs around to hit the forehand. Brutal winner from inside out from Musetti. We're still in this.
Yes, we are. I mean, that is just insane. Insane. Talk about home court advantage. So necessary in that final game. Totally inspired. Absolutely rocket forehand. I mean, Musetti started this match by hitting forehands like that, but obviously got back to, maybe the normal pace. I'd like to see the MPH or KPH on that forehand winner.
Can you do a KPH MPH conversion, Brenner?
I know I couldn't do it off the head. Did they show it? I was a little distracted, but
no, we were doing Fahrenheit conversions earlier, and I was trying to work out various scenarios in the groups, but we'll see.
That was a really good first serve from Musetti there. De Minaur can't get it back.
What do we think, guys? Who's the momentum with right now?
Totally Musetti. I don't.
Does that mean he's got enough? Do you have confidence in his energy levels to win it, Brenner?
I do at this point. Given, you have a few more points here to get yourself ahead, and then you have a little bit to play with in the following game if you do hold.
So, Chevy, just to explain, the aim of this point now is the first player to win 7 games wins the match. It's 5 games each in this third set. We've had a lot of people who've put money on Musetti watching us today.
Is that so?
Yeah. It's been a very tense time for a lot of people. Not least Lorenzo Musetti. First serve off the top of the net and out. So second serve coming in from Lorenzo Musetti. 30 love. Delivers the first serve. Backhand from De Minaur's in play. Now we've got a slice over the net. It's counter slice from the forehand. More slicing and dicing. Musetti's just going to hit forehand off the top of the net from De Minaur. That gives Musetti time to get to it. Now backhand back towards De Minaur from Musetti. They're trading backhands again. De Minaur's going to go for the forehand cross court. Musetti's there with his forehand. De Minaur's going to try and keep moving him from side to side. Musetti goes up the middle with the backhand. Now again, tries to go cross court with the backhand. De Minaur somehow gets it over the net. Slice from Musetti. Forehand, De Minaur. It's such a strange rally. They're both going from side to side. De Minaur's the one who misses. And it's 40
Just
love.
Insane.
How is Musetti outlasting De Minaur in these rallies?
Literally.
There's been points today, Brenner, where he's been beating De Minaur at his own game.
Right.
I probably can't shout too much because it is 20 past 10 here and my neighbors can hear me. But I would probably be a lot more animated if this was during the day. More attacking forehands from Musetti, trying to draw something from De Minaur. And still brutal forehand from De Minaur, forces the air from Musetti, 40-15. Musetti 1 point away from a 6-5 lead in this set.
That was good defense from De Minaur on that point. And then the final forehand going back behind Lorenzo, using his momentum against him.
That's such a typical De Minaur point.
I still feel like this game is in the balance a little bit.
Yeah, given those last two returns, I don't know what angle you guys are watching at, but it's like millimeters in terms of these returns over the net.
I'm seeing this as well. Musetti's also. Oh, great forehand from Musetti. No, he's missed it. Okay, looked for the angle, looked like he might have made it. 40-30. Yeah, it does feel like Musetti, because Musetti was playing with a lot more net clearance, a lot more height on the ball, definitely in the first couple of sets, but he's definitely reduced it, his net height. Not by much, it's still a bit loopy, but it is noticeably different. Great serve, but De Minaur's got a great return and he's got to scramble for that backhand. Is he going to make it? Musetti's got to have the overhead. He doesn't need to hit it because it lands in the tram line. Musetti leads 6-5.
Fantastic ball there after a couple of points got away from him.
Okay, so guys, start with you, Carson, then you, Brenner. What do we think happens next? Is Musetti going to break for the match, or are we going to a tie break?
I think Alex is going to hold, and then we'll go to a tie break. I think that Alex is going to win the tie break.
Okay.
Cheeky. Oh, too close to call. I'd lean more of the break here for Musetti, and gosh, that moment is going to be huge if we do get to that breaker. So much tension in the stadium. I don't know. I honestly just give the slight edge to Musetti. I feel like he's figured it out in these rallies, and I'm not going to pick apart De Minaur's game right now. But he's definitely found some success here in these patterns. Musetti has.
Yeah, the last 15, 20 months have been pretty good for him.
Yeah, but also very, very, very even. Very, very even.
Yeah.
I mean, we're also talking about that insane rally I did see at 3-4-30 all, arguably the point of the match and most important. But here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with both. I'm going to go, for the sake of having a third different voice in here, I'm going to go with Alex holds, but Musetti gets the tie break.
Love it.
Carried by the crowd. But it's going to be tight. This could end up being this has gone from being the second best match of the day to being the best match of the day, and could end up being match of the week.
Right.
First serve from De Minaur on 15 love.
Everyone's been on one today.
Yeah, this is the second reference of the day. 15 love. Great. The second serve, Musetti gets it in play. Backhand, De Minaur. Forehand looped by Musetti. Now he's got a backhand to the middle of the court again. De Minaur trying to spread him out wide. Musetti gets himself into space. Backhand Musetti, backhand De Minaur, wide, 15 all. What do you say, Carson?
I thought that Musetti's one lob that was going back in, I thought that was a little bit out, but
yeah, he was asking himself, huh?
Yeah, I think De Minaur maybe just a little bit distracted by that. Maybe he thought it was going to let his guard down a little bit.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we have. 15 all
15
now.
all. Great serve from De Minaur. Doesn't need to put that away because Musetti's response doesn't get over the net. 30-15. Tension's high in Turin. We've got an Alex fan in the chat. That's the first Alex fan we've seen.
There we go.
Fantastic. We have some bias. Balance, even. One way. Balance. people coming in. This is fantastic. What a moment here at the ATP Finals. Backhand in play from Musetti, and then he's trading backhands up the line from De Minaur. Goes back behind, slice from Musetti. Now we've got trading cross-court finals. They're just going side to side. It's difficult to keep track. Now we've got a slice from Musetti. Forehand up the line. Forehand cross-court from Musetti that De Minaur's there for and goes long, 30 all.
Crazy. It's that type of point construction where Musetti's found some success. Let Alex generate. If he loops a forehand or gets some height on that forehand wing, then Musetti's able to generate the pace. But here we go. Biggest point in the match.
We've had people put on 50 on Musetti. We've had people put 500 on De Minaur. Like, what? How much money do you guys have? Backhand from De Minaur just clips the line. No, it doesn't. He's missed it.
No, it's out.
Match point Musetti. Match point for Musetti. Musetti's 1 point away from winning this match.
Out of nowhere, it seemed like Alex had that point in the bag.
And suddenly, is Brenner the one whose prediction is going to come out? Match point for Lorenzo Musetti. And he's going to see a second serve. What is this situation? What has happened here? We'll analyze a bit. Improvised return from Musetti. Forehand up the line from De Minaur. What a way to save break point. Great winner there.
Yeah, not enough on that return. I mean, he did get the body, but just a little too middle. Very easy to sit on.
Yeah, not a ton of speed, and didn't get very deep either.
Huge first serve from De Minaur, but somehow Musetti finds it in play. Forehand cross-court from Musetti. Forehand there, backhand. Musetti, backhand up the middle. Then we've got cross-court from Musetti. Oh, huge from Alex, and somehow that Musetti is there. Then we've got a backhand up the line to the De Minaur forehand, which he's missed. He has. It's another match point from Musetti. And that felt like Alex was throwing the kitchen sink at Musetti, and he had an answer for it.
Match point number 2.
Borrowing a bit from David Law there as a commentator. Advantage Musetti in front of his home crowd in Turin. Forehand cross court from De Minaur. Is that a pass? Oh. What a pass from Musetti to win it!
Oh my God. What a monster pass.
Oh, that's insane. What a great match this has been.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say from way downtown, and I don't know where he's from, but I would say from his hometown. That is insane. What a pass. Oh my. What a win.
That is the kind of thing you dream of to win matches. What a comeback from Lorenzo Musetti. De Minaur immediately walking off court. He's done. He doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like, Carson, you've been on with me for a lot of this. Musetti looked down and out. He looked exhausted. He was stretching. He was doubled over after rallies. And he was down the entirety of that set, and then doesn't even give De Minaur a look at match point. Gets there, gets
Alex
the job
was
done.
up.
Thoughts on that comeback? What just happened?
Yeah, Alex was up 4-2 in this set. It was 30 all. And it seemed like we were really close to Alex just running away with it, but I'm not trying to figure out what he just wrote.
Fino alia fine.
I don't know what that translates to.
Maybe it means feeling fine in Italian. If anyone speaks Italian, let us know.
But,
I
mean, Alex definitely had his chances, but Musetti just found a different level late, carried by the home crowd. Wins 5 of Yeah, five of the final 6 games pull out this match.
Yeah, you're right. And like we were saying earlier, like he was saving break point. Like he only had one easy service game in the first half of the set. He could have lost the set 6-1 if he'd had break points converted against him in 2 of those service games to start this set. And he's won it. He keeps himself in it, keeps fighting, and the tide sort of turned. Brenna, what do you think turned it around for Musetti, other than the moment you joined the stream?
Yeah, I mean, I that's true. That's true. Well, Nick, I think you said it best in terms of, making Musetti play his own game. I mean, the margin just got smaller and smaller, and the court got smaller and smaller, and that made it difficult. I will say, I know it's a silly thing, but that light situation, you get a little 10 minutes to reset, maybe recalibrate a bit. And I think there was a huge breakpoint save at 2-4, 30-40, maybe.
Yeah, I think Carlton's talking about that.
Yep. I mean, like these are huge moments in the match that don't feel so huge in the moment, but looking back on it. But yeah, I mean, can't hurt to have a bunch of Italians cheering you on and having so much to play for. But honestly, that was just heart, grit, and determination that got him over the line. And obviously some just spectacular shot making and magic there to finish it.
Yeah, and there was some really, really amazing rallies, with amazing magic yesterday from Musetti, just being so resilient and outlasting De Minaur so often, and then finally at the end finding the game to hit through him and be aggressive, which is what he wants to be. Brenna, you mentioned the light situation. So so Carson and I have been watching with this match on mute. We had no idea what the problem was. So what was the cause of that delay?
I was also watching on mute. So I don't know the exact thing, but it seemed like there's at least the lights had to go all on. And as you can see, like it's usually the crowd is in the dark and the court is lit up. They ended up just turning on all of the lights, and then they played, I think, with just bright lights for a bit until they fixed it and probably reset it at, was it 2-4, 3-4, something like that. But it did cause a delay, as you saw. So
I think I did see that it could have been a lights thing, but I did see.
I can look. Yeah, it might have been something else. Actually, I have no clue.
There was another illness with a fan.
Oh, okay. Jeez, that's terrible. I mean,
we don't need to dive too deep into that, but it's been quite a horrific week for some incidents in the crowd.
Yeah, it was a fan feeling unwell.
Okay.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. I'm sorry. Not a light
all the best to
situation.
them. Hopefully that's not too serious of a situation.
Absolutely agree, Carson. Do you think De Minaur could have done much more? Start with you, Carson.
I think maybe there were some nerves towards the end. It seemed like his level did drop. Who knows how much of that is fitness related. We're at the end of the long season. No one is at 100% right now. So anyone can use that at this point, and it's hard to blame them. It's a tough schedule, tough calendar, and everyone's dealing with the same thing, really. So, yeah, it feels like he did just fall off a little bit after he had that break opportunity at 4-2, which, in a way, kind of felt like a match point. He did not end up being able to generate one, but that kind of felt like the moment that the match started to turn.
Yeah. The person who handled the big moments and the pressure the best, and the one who arguably had the most pressure with the home crowd, was Lorenzo Musetti. This feels like a very double-edged sword because he is clearly tired. He played through a real physical dip. So I guess it's time to kind of start looking ahead, really, in terms of matches. And I'm going to take this off so we can kind of focus on us, and then we can use this as the preview later. We'll talk about this now. What would you... So do you think that that Lorenzo Musetti has has what it takes to get himself? Oh, sorry. That's me. To get himself in the match with Carlos Alcaraz on Thursday. This is what we're talking about. Alcaraz, Musetti. They're going to be playing. Musetti needs to win to go through. I think if he loses, it's pretty much game over for him. In that situation, because I can't see, I can't see him beating Fritz or De Minaur in that scenario with the set percentage. So this is a must-win match for Musetti going into it. How do we see that potentially playing out? Brenner, you're not looking confident about this.
Yeah, I'm not. The only thing I'll say is like this is John.
The head-to-head?
This is John's like dream situation. And somehow they all end up with 2 wins and a loss or whatever it may be. But in as it pertains to the matchup with Carlos, I think obviously rest is going to be number one. I assume they get tomorrow off, so they'll play Thursday. It kind of brings me back to Monte Carlo, and honestly for 2 reasons: the matchup, but also thinking about how much tennis Lorenzo Musetti played in that week. And by the final, he really only had 60, 70 minutes in him. As you remember, he didn't retire in that final, I don't think, but he, could barely move in that final set against Alcaraz in the final. So, obviously it's definitely a different circumstance, and he has a night or a full day off to recover. But from the tennis perspective, I think it's difficult on these courts, just like that game style, because Alcaraz, right, it's not his favorite conditions either. He doesn't really prefer quick stuff, but Lorenzo kind of showed a different sort of game style to start this match in terms of how much power he was willing to, produce in those early stages of the match, trying to keep rallies shorter. And I don't know if that was for physical reasons or whatnot. It was just very interesting to see him like going huge off +1s and playing less defensive, and really going after the back end, which I feel like he uses as a weapon to set up the forehand, as opposed to like a put away shot. So just all in all, I think like his game style, it's just going to be difficult on these courts because Carlos is so comfortable generating pace and playing the slice. I don't think it will have as much of an effect against Alcaraz.
Yeah, they've never played indoors. I've just got their head-to-head up on my phone now. It is 6-1 to Alcaraz. Musetti did win their first meeting in Hamburg, which went 3 sets. In the final, which everyone was surprised Musetti won, and then since then, Carlos has had his numbers. Some of those have been affected by Musetti's physicality, namely the Monte Carlo finals here and the Roland Garros semi-final. So that has a big impact. That ends up being a retirement. So if Musetti isn't 100%, he might not last, but he's going to give it a good go. I mean, he has 1 set against Carlos. He also won set against Carlos in he did win a set against Carlos in the Monte Carlo final this year and took him to a tie-break in Rome. But that's all on clay where Musetti's at his most comfortable. They've never played indoors, and that is an environment that neither of them are super comfortable with, to be fair. I mean, Musetti might feel differently after today. But only one of them, I'm looking at this, like, actually, I played 2 matches on hard courts, and Alcaraz has won comfortably in straight sets in both, and that was Beijing 2023 and Miami 2024.
I actually remember, I don't know if you guys remember that match in Miami. It's quite a duel. I know the scoreline feels fairly routine, but I remember it being tight. So I don't know if that gives us anything to go off. But yeah, the most similar conditions, I would say.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Close, but close straight sets. Carson, go for it.
I think Carlos has a ton of advantages going into this match, I think. He's more comfortable generating pace. He's better at taking time away. He's more rested going into it. That's another thing. Like, we don't know how much Lorenzo's physicality will affect him in 2 days' time, and we don't know how much of a boost it gives him for that crowd to be cheering for him. I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting match. I don't think it will look like the last 2 sets of the Monte Carlo final, which was like, was that 6-1, 6-1?
6-1,
11. Yeah, I mean, after the first set, it was very lopsided. I think Lorenzo, what he did in the first set and towards the end of this match, just going really aggressive, that's his path to making it competitive. That could backfire. Like, it's not his natural style of play, but if he's going to make it a match against Carlos, it might be the only path he has to giving himself a chance to win. And it can also be the path that he takes to lose love and love. Like, it's going to be way outside of what he normally does. But, I mean, Andy Roddick talks about this all the time on his podcast. Like, when you're playing the best players in the world, you need to up your risk profile to give yourself any sort of chance. That's what this is for him.
Yeah. And the question is, does he have the gas to... I'm going to say this again. The gas for me was a question before this match, which is why I went for De Minaur to win it. And I was wrong. I said he had enough. Carlos Alcaraz is a different matter. And you need to have the gas to take the risks, I think. Or for last more than a set taking risks. Look at what Daniel Medvedev did against Jannik Sinner in that Australian Open final nearly 2 years ago. Couldn't achieve it. So we're saying tall order for Musetti. He might win a set, but it's going to be tough. Brenner, how do you see this one going? Let's see. Let's put some flags in the ground here.
Yeah, I see it as a straight sets victory for Alcaraz. Don't think we get to a tiebreak.
Okay.
Yeah,
Carson?
I think I'll go straight sets. Maybe like a first set tiebreak. But I think that Carlos is going to pull away towards the end.
Yeah, I'm going to go with straight set to Alcaraz. I think he goes an early breakdown, salvages it, and then runs away with it to the point where it might be a bakery product in the second set. So that's where we are with that match. So yeah, you can enjoy watching our watch along for that when that happens. Alcaraz Musetti. So let's talk the other match. The other one's a bit tasty. Fritz De Minaur. De Minaur, I would imagine, in fact, I'm pretty confident now, to your point, Carson, from earlier, he needs to win this match in straight sets to stay in the tournament, to have a chance of qualifying. Then it'd be, 1-2. Fritz would be on 1-2. Musetti would be on 1-2 if it goes as expected against Carlos, because that's the thing. If Musetti beats Carlos, it doesn't matter. Fritz would then have to beat Musetti. It kind of gets a bit messier. But yeah, that's a whole different scenario. I don't see a scenario where Carlos doesn't qualify. Really, I think it's going to be a tall order. It might have to be like a 4-3. Musetti wins in straight sets, gets to 4-3. Then it comes down to game percentage type of situation. And then Fritz, it's going to depend on how much he wins by, if it's going to be a... so yeah, that could get messy. Like if Musetti beats Alcaraz, that's going to cause all kinds of headaches with group winner in second place and things like that. But we don't see that happening. What about Fritz De Minaur? It's 5-5 head-to-head, but they haven't played in a year. Last time they played was the Davis Cup last year, where Fritz won. Straight off the back of also beating De Minaur in 3 sets at the ATP Finals. In fact, they have played on indoor hard 4 times, and it's 2-2. but De Minaur's wins came from in 2018 and 2019, very early in their respective careers. Taylor Fritz's both came at this time last year. So again, Brenna, we'll start with you. How do you see, like, what are your thoughts on this matchup going into it?
Yeah, this is a tough one to call. I selfishly wish it was I wish they had both, won their matches, so we would be looking at a 1-1 kind of rubber match. But the same goes. I think this one's tight. I think Fritz is just very comfortable on this surface to me, and I think once again, I feel like we're having the same conversations where like he does get himself into opportunities, right, and he just isn't able to take them. Even thinking back to Wimbledon, but today 1 of 9 on break points. It's just you're giving yourself opportunities. You have to take 1 or 2 and to even have a chance to beat the best. So getting into this, how fired up and pissed off De Minaur is going to be, of course, because he's not one that loses these type of matches when he's ahead. It's not common for him, and he knows what he has to do. On the Fritz side, kind of back to square one in terms of just, I think it's win in advance. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's win in advance. Yeah, Fritz wins. He's through.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you're right. I think unless something crazy happens with the game percentages with Musetti beating Alcaraz.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they're coming in with like a little bit of, obviously it's win mindset, but there's a little added pressure on De Minaur in terms of that straight sets result. But I think Fritz just holds a little bit of an edge in terms of his ability to finish points quicker. And once again, I feel like he's continuing to become more comfortable generating pace and dealing with like annoying defense. But it's all about like getting in the correct position, because for him today, you see him getting exposed when he does step inside the baseline a little bit too much. And De Minaur is like, 1-2 counterpunch, attack-minded type of tennis. So he's really got to focus on, his spacing particularly. But, from a ground stroke perspective, give the edge to Fritz on the forehand wing, and then the backhand is very, very, 50-50.
I've just done some quick maths while you were talking, Brenna.
Love it.
If Alcaraz wins, Alcaraz needs to win 1 set to qualify.
Yep. Okay.
Against Musetti. So 1 set will do it for Carlos to make sure he's in the semifinals. And then, it really does become win or bust for Taylor. I guess Taylor needs to make... Oh, no, win or bust, or win a set for Taylor, because then in that scenario, it wouldn't matter as much if De Minaur won, because De Minaur can't qualify unless he wins in straights. So
it's very interesting.
That's an interesting setup there. And then, because then Musetti, if Musetti won in 3, Musetti would be at like 50-50. It would be 4 sets won, 4 sets lost. If Fritz loses in 3, it's 4 sets won, 4 sets lost. So then it's games. And at the moment, he has a slight advantage in games, 27-26. Musetti is 24-28. So that, I think Musetti would need to have a decent game swing in that 3-set battle win over Carlos were that to happen. I'm getting sidetracked by all these permutations. I'm sure the players aren't going to care. They just want to get to win the match however they want to. But I do have a feeling that, Fritz winning a set would improve his chances quite considerably unless he massively dropped off in that third. So going back to that's the kind of scenario set. Carson, again, what are your thoughts on this matchup coming off what Brenna said?
So, essentially, if I'm understanding the scenario correctly, like Fritz needs to win a set, or if Musetti were to win, as long as Musetti does not win 5 more games, then Taylor wins.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, essentially. I do wonder in this match, with as long and as physical as it was, if there could be a scheduling dynamic at play in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Alcaraz Musetti will be the night match.
Yes, because they'll want to sell tickets for that as well.
Yes.
Get the Italian on the night session.
Which means that Alex has like 6 fewer hours to prepare for his match against someone who does pretty well on hard courts and is very comfortable generating a lot of pace. For Taylor, first serve percentage is going to be the number to look at. If it's like somewhere in the 50s, maybe there's a match, but if it's somewhere around like 64, 65, 66%, he's probably getting a good amount of traffic going down to the other end of the court. So I'm leaning Taylor. I mean, he played the earlier match today, so he's just going to be a little more rusted. And yeah, I mean, De Minaur playing a very physical match today, won't have quite as much time to recover. The conditions probably favor Taylor a little bit more. So I think there are a lot of factors going towards Fritz winning this one.
Brenna, you look like you were doing some number crunching as well. Is that where you're leaning to?
I wouldn't say I'm leaning as heavily as Carson is. I would give a slight edge. I just think that serve keeping him out in front, and just his ability to grind has gotten like so much better. Fritz on the movement department, I'd say, especially defending out of the backhand wing. So I think that his ability to stay ahead, get some easy holds, like that's always huge, especially against such a good defender in De Minaur, and who's going to try and extend as many rallies. But yeah, once again, he just has that firepower to put away points. And if Demon is going to hang back there, Fritz is happy to take over. So
yeah,
just a slight one.
I do think the conditions and the story of the matchup is making me lean towards Taylor Fritz. I mentioned the 5-5 head-to-head. I do think indoors favors Taylor more than it does De Minaur, not by much. De Minaur does like quicker courts a lot, but the serve is going to come into play for Taylor. He always does well here. And I would also say that with this matchup, if you look at the fact that Taylor did win their last 2 meetings at this point last year, and a lot of Alex's wins against him were very early in their careers, and Alex arguably had a better start to his senior career than Taylor did. Alex kind of impressed a few more people with some earlier on results. Taylor was a bit more of a slow burn. And now it feels like it's the other way around, and it feels like Fritz has got a bit more of a foothold in it. I think the pressure will be a bit more on De Minaur. I think Taylor will want to get a set and get it done. And always, put himself in a strong position. He's going to be feeling good about his prospects, and heck, he's going to want to get this match done because, again, going back to permutations, if he wins and Musetti does something crazy, he avoids Yannick Sinner. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
If Sinner doesn't have some kind of disaster against Felix or against Zverev, no, he's already beaten Felix, against Zverev or against Shelton,
yep.
Then, and it's unlikely. Zverev could pose a threat, but that's for another video. That's like, I can maximize my chance of, potentially not playing Yannick, or at least giving myself, if I have to play Yannick, as much positive momentum as possible. So yeah, I think Taylor's going to be the one who's still motivated to get done. He's got the better form. I'm going to have to go with him, I think, to round that one off. All right, gentlemen, we've done it. Thanks so much both for coming on and joining me. this ended up being a crazier match than I could possibly have thought. A lot of fun. And a lot of fun sharing it with you both. Well, sharing the ending with you, Brenna, latecomer.
Thank you for having me and welcoming me. That was fun.
Always. Carson, thanks for sticking with, all the chopping and changing hosts for the set 2 and set 3. Hope you enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it was a great match. Lots of fun. With Musetti right now, you're always a little bit concerned. I think that any match could get very one-sided very quickly. So not only did you keep it competitive, you went out and just won the match.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great thing about competition. Just because a bunch of talking heads are saying something doesn't mean that the players have to listen to us. Like, they can just go win.
Absolutely not. I mean, I think Zach is the only one of the team who predicted Musetti, because everybody at the start of the match was saying De Minaur. Brenna's like, oh, I predicted Musetti.
Yeah. No, I cannot say that. I cannot say that. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that Zach said that. He likes to be devil's advocate or, play the other side. But no, I am hands up. I did not think Musetti was pulling this one off. So
Zach had no idea what we were all predicting.
He came a contrarian. That's the better way.
We were like De Minaur, and he was like, what?
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Until next time.
Until next time. All right. Thanks both for joining, and thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, keep tuning in for more ATP Finals streaming content. We will be still bringing you lots of action from Turin throughout the week. Hope you can join us for some more of those. This will probably be my only stream for the ATP Finals. But hopefully you can join people like Carson and Brenna for more action as we continue to maybe head towards a Sinkaraz final once more, but maybe not. Enjoy seeing Fergus and John covering the matches tomorrow, and we'll see you soon. So till tomorrow, take care and keep talking tennis.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.